They're going to miss Stevie J out there tonight. The Cats, as we know, have won the last 10 games. There's Jimmy Bartell, the coach Chris Stott. Looking forward to this one, Richo. Not far from getting this big game underway, the most anticipated home and away game of the year. Yeah, their defensive best last week, but the one other clash tonight was the Q clash, and the Brisbane Lions Stars have had a pretty easy win in the end, but it wasn't easy for the whole match. They've now won the last 5 Q clashes after the Gold Coast won the first one. Big Johnny Brown getting involved there with 3 goals. But this man here, he's the best Irishman for a long, long time. Pierce Hanley, he started the game on fire with a nice snap. Jared Brennan came back into the team, of course. Gary Ablett out for a week with a cork calf, and that's what we know he can do. They just need to see more of that after the Gold Coast. And it's a pretty entertaining game here. You see in the third quarter, the Gold Coast made a run at the Brisbane Lions, got right back into the game. That man then, Jager O'Meara, continues his really good year. 33 points, the final margin, which was pretty convincing in the end, but looks like a massive crowd, which is a great result for the game all around. Now, Campbell Brown played his 200th game, Richo. A little disappointed with the result. Yeah, not getting the result he wanted, but he sent through this video, and I'm being serious. He has tweeted through and said, "Give this to Richo. This is my career highlight. Have a look at the big man chasing me as I stormed away and kicked a big goal." You've got the real head wobble going here, Richo. That's the one where you're pretending to chase, but you've got no choice. Well, didn't want to chase, but there was no one else around, so the head wobble, as all footballers know, makes you look like you're trying your hardest, but really had no chance of catching him and didn't want to catch him. The Doc's joined us, Dr. Peter Larkins. Doc, I want to start with Jared Waite, the big injury from the weekend so far. Last night, of course, the Carlton fans' left knee. This is the same knee that he had a reco on in 2009, Darcy. Look, the club's tweeted out that he's got bad bone bruising in the knee from today's scan. Now, that's a given. The big concern is really what's happened to his ACL graft, and I would think that there's a definite concern that they'll be looking at that in the next couple of days just to see if he needs more. Eddie Betts, I don't think will play next week. Really badly corked over the hip on the outside. Really didn't go on in the whole second half, so they were down 2 players with the fact that Waite was off. So just to make that point, that the Waite, the concern would be the old ACL graft, and they'll be having more looks at that. That's a real worry. Just quickly, Doc, Johannesson, one of the biggest hits we've seen in a long while. What can you tell us about this? I can say that he's booked in for surgery on Monday with a dislocated collarbone. So what that Jeremy Cameron, what about that hit? But the right shoulder, Dust, just watch it again, bang, and that's the collarbone dislocated there. He was taken off on the stretcher, and Bulldogs are all over this. So he won't play the rest of the season, Johannesson, after that massive hit on Cameron in a genuine contest by the look of it, Dust. And this one, Doc, Brandon Ellis? Early in the game, this is Brandon Ellis, who was a really important playmate. Got concussed in this big spud for Rito's knee. Just see him collecting the back of the head there. And look, the Tigers did the correct thing, as they usually did. They put him through the concussion test. Within 3 or 4 minutes, they knew he was disorientated. His neck was clear, but he was not quite sure where he was out of that. But hopefully he'll get through the test this week. Outstanding from you as always, Doc. We'll hear from you right throughout the game. The Cats building up to a big one here, Richo. They have won the last 10 against the Hawks. Can't wait for this one. Carlton Draft pick. You can download it from the App Store now. I'll get a first goal kicker from you. Oh, I might go with Alan Christensen, who was best on ground last week. Continue his good form, Das. This is going to be massive. It's the big game next. First versus second. The Hawks take on the Cats. It's the biggest home and away game for 2013. Cannot wait for this one to get underway. We're live from the MCG. We'll see you right after the break.
When they coordinate together, they're almost unbeatable. What they don't have, I don't think, is the quality of some of our players. We've beaten Geelong when it matters.
How do we expel this jinx of Jeffery? This cursed blight? This dastardly hex is no illusion. It haunts us day and night. 'Twas born of jubilation, and much of it inferred. But now it is our cross to bear, because the hornet's nest will stir.
But they don't have the psychological drive that we have.
Jeffery, oh, Jeffery, what did you say? Now we've become voodoo dolls. Oh, how we rue the day. For those who mock us and say we've lost our sanities, be sure we will be a happy team after this bonfire of the vanities. It is the hour for spirits to be cleansed, to be freed from this wicked spell, to stop the rot and bury the ghosts and send the curse to hell. Jeffrey? Oh, Jeffrey. It's gone far beyond the joke. So we pray that with one last huff and puff, Kenneth's curse will go up in smoke.
The Kennett curse, and we are expecting fireworks between these two mobs tonight. The first time since 1976 that a home and away game involving these two sides went in positions 1 and 2 on the ladder. Can't wait for this one to get underway. And of course the Hawks looking for 13 in a row, which would be a club record, but they do face the Kennett curse if there is such a thing. So welcome Luke Darcy and Matthew Richardson. You believers in the curse, guys?
I think you have to be after this long, BT. And, of course, Chappie spoke about it before the game. He's missing. He's played in all 10 of those games. But this team last week, their defensive effort against Fremantle down at Simmons was outstanding, Brian.
OK, let's get down to Lingies with Chris Scott, the coach of the Cats.
Well, Scotty, huge build-up to tonight's game. Can you feel the excitement down in the rooms from the players? They really get themselves up for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can tell the difference between the big games and the average games, and this is certainly a big one. Best team in the comp at the moment, and we're aiming to be that, so we're going to have to play well. And
last week against Freo, you boys were back to your absolute defensive best. Going to need to deliver again tonight in that area?
Yeah, it's slightly different this game. I mean, Hawthorn attacked differently to Freo, so we need to adjust a bit, but the basics don't change too much. We'd like to have that defensive mindset that we had last week.
Thanks for your time, mate. All the best tonight.
Thanks, Lingy.
Always measured, Chris Scott, the coach of the Geelong Football Club. They have just found a way to win so many close games. There's the Cats lineup, depth everywhere. They would love Paul Chapman, Stevie J as well, missing. But the Hawks, as BT pointed out, Rich, are looking for a record 13 wins. And this is the team that are going to do it. Cyril Rioli, starting sub, jumps out off the screen, doesn't it? Straight back into the team. How good is it to have him as a sub up your sleeve?
Yeah, pretty handy if this man comes on with 45 minutes to go in a close game. He's got the ability to be a match winner and going into a forward line that is just running unbelievably well with Roughhead, Franklin, Bruce and Gunston, all with over 20 goals at this stage of the year. It's one of the most powerful, well-spread forward lines that I've seen.
Some big stars in this game tonight. Jared Roughhead has been in scintillating form. Buddy struck back last week, Selwood, and the list goes on and on. Both are missing a couple, of course, but we cannot wait for this one. It's 1 versus 2. It's a big game. And, of course, the Cats have won 10 in a row against the Hawks. Will that change? The bounce of the ball on the other side of the break.
Look at the visit, you're going to have the call. Call is heads is the call. Over to you, Michelle. And it's a head. Go on, fellas.
Well, he called it, and he elected to kick to the right of screen. You wouldn't have known. He was backing away, and he wanted to get back with his mob, but they are kicking towards the city end, the Hawks, in this first quarter. We're looking forward to an incredibly tense game. For those not in Victoria, some light rain fell around about half an hour to an hour ago, but other than that, really good conditions.
Yeah, it certainly is, BT. Huge anticipation for this one. Obviously, the game's already trending on Twitter. We love Twitter. Hashtag AFL Cats Hawks. That means it's a big game, Duff.
You cannot help but get excited just to be here tonight. You take it for granted sometimes to sit in the best seat in the house, but it is just going to be magnificent. It's a nationwide event, this one. Everyone understands you've got two of the big teams, first versus second, BT, and it's just got this great vibe about it. Massive house, gridlock around the MCG trying to get in to see this game tonight, so I still expect the crowd to pour in late, but the games have been so close, so hard fought. I expect nothing less tonight.
Yeah, Joel Selwood last week had that really tight tag with Ryan Crowley. Shields normally does that type of job for the Hawks. He's not out there tonight. He's out injured, so it'd be interesting to see if there are any run with roles in the midfield.
Just saw Luke Hodge on screen. I get the feeling he's set for a massive night tonight. I was talking to Lingy before the start of the game, and he was saying he didn't play in round one. He's now got his body back to the point where he can do some damage with it, and we know that he just loves to find a heavy target to run into. He's got that steely look about him already, the Hawthorn skipper. They would love to get a psychological edge tonight, Hawthorn, and break this curse if it exists.
Now, I just love the way Hawthorn are rotating their forward line at the moment. Every centre bounce in this game tonight, they will run a different 6 players through there, and it really keeps the opposition defenders guessing.
Brian Lake goes straight down to Tommy Hawkins. They've got hold of the defenders from Hawthorn in recent times, but Lake now is a big unit. He loves playing on the big boys.
He didn't play round 1, Brian Lake, so
the
he
Hawks
could be a big inclusion.
Looking for a club record, 13 in a row. They're also looking to break the Kennett curse here, which is 10 in a row to the Cats. And Puopolo, who's back in the team, has got the first touch.
Stay out.
No change in the Geelong side that beat Fremantle last week. In Bailey, Puopolo and Rioli for Hawthorn out. Alice Shields and Segler. In the middle of the ground, Podsiadly backed out of the pack when he didn't have it. Watch out for that man, Mitchell, the extractor. Gibson now. Boot to ball, out into open space here at the MCG. Bartel arriving, allows Christensen to pick up the ball around the body, a little heavy with the kick. And now, just at the back of the pack, Gibson. Great awareness. Franklin, pretty impressive last week in Launceston. Got some good form. Wanted Hale to go long, and Mackie worked him beautifully.
Oh, did well, Mackie. He's undersized to be playing on Hale. You've got Taylor on Roughhead and Lonergan on Franklin. You would have backed Hale there. Well done, Mackie.
Motlop loves the space, the kicking skills. He tried to draw Hawkins to the footy. Hawkins got out the back a little and nearly gobbled that up against Lake, and Stratton concedes to the boundary line.
We spoke about Sam Mitchell, the extractor, as we see Andrew Mackie taking that terrific mark on David Hale, but Geelong know that Sam Mitchell is so important to the Hawks. They're sending Taylor Hunt with a hard tag on him, so I'll be keeping an eye on that one for the night.
A good get there, Lingy. To the top here, an opportunity there with Simpson. Selwood, you heard the umpire's call. Play on as Lake comes in with a fist. Hodge there to make sure of it. Bartel on the left. Didn't get all of it, Bartel.
Great use of the body there from Jimmy Bartel. It's just an early half falcon there under the face of Stokes.
Bailey been brought back into this side after a couple of young ruckmen have been tried. Segler last week, Grimley had a couple of games, and they've gone with Bailey this week.
Yeah, Segler did okay down in Launceston last week, but big game, they bring Bailey in with a little bit more experience.
Down to the 222s, Brewston Duncan. Scrappy start to the game. Puopolo, tough little character. He and Savage.
See Taylor Hunt there in the middle of your screen. He may be running with Sammy Mitchell, Lingy.
Yeah, absolutely, Richo. Definitely is. He'll be doing that all night. They know that Sam Mitchell's important to them, and he's had some big games against the Cats recently.
Spills to Bartel. Corey in there as well. Just helped it on its way there. Corey did everything to get the ball working forward. Guthrie stripped to the footy by Sewell. Nothing really clean so far in the opening couple of minutes. Here's the man that's in sensational form in the competition, really. Jared Roughhead sends it inside 50. Hale at the back. Mackie again in front, did really well. Out the back door is Isaac Smith. Hale needs a clean pickup. Got it out wide. And an opportunity here for Hill. Centering ball. Hale's taller than anyone else in that contest. Couldn't mark it. Oh boy. A little high caddy on Hale.
Hale's going to get the free kick. He's a good set shot at goal, but you call on Roughhead. He's absolutely spot on. He's in sensational form. It was a 3-on-1 against. There it was. That was just high contacts. The one they try and outlaw. No real intent there from Josh Caddy, but you have to pay those free kicks. But Roughhead's 1 against 3, Richo, set up the 4-0 forward.
Oh, he's in outstanding form, Jared Roughhead. He's got Harry Taylor. Taylor will pay him the ultimate respect. That means Taylor's not going to be able to get off an intercept mark like he did last week. 6 intercept marks last week, Harry Taylor.
Has 10 goals from his 12 games this year, Hale. This one a kick of, what is it, 35 metres. Struck it left and it stayed left. Not a lot of fluency in the run-up.
I always feel that you get into trouble when you try and caress the ball through for a goal. And that's what he did. He kicked it 35 metres. He should have kicked at his full range, 55, and followed through.
Still got to hit it firm, I reckon. You can't afford to hit a lower in golf terms, like a 7 or an 8 iron, but you've still got to hit it firm. There's an opportunity. The umpire said play on. Puopolo didn't hear the call. Sewell centres the ball to the goal square. Dangerous centre. It was really good. Lonergan desperate.
You look at Hawthorn's back six at the moment. Luke Hodge and Sean Burgoyne are both back there. Beautiful users of the football. That will really help set them up.
Josh Hunter's snuck back into this Geelong team in recent weeks. Mitchell, Hodge combined. Round the corner, Mitchell. And Josh Hunt again. They love his foot use, Hunt. They love the ability to kick it low and long and save time by doing it, just like that.
Great example of it, wasn't it? I mean, that was a kick that very few players capable of making in between two Hawthorn defenders.
Corey, little Chisler into Simpson. The run here of Christensen. The outside handball to Taylor Hunt, the tagger, from a difficult angle. Nice little start for him and Geelong.
Lee, you called this match up in the first minute. Taylor Hunt's tagging Sam Mitchell. How much joy for him to rush forward and kick a goal when you're absolutely in shutdown mode?
Yeah, huge result there for Taylor Hunt. You know that if you can kick a couple of goals on your player that you're playing on, it just means that he has to pay you more respect, and you're not just doing defensive running. It means he's got to work a bit the other way as well.
How was that handball from the extractor Mitchell against the hard tag of Taylor Hunt, which we've just been speaking about? Fantastic. Josh Hunt. Guthrie to Mackie with a handball. Mackie into the middle with a kick that works for all. Caddy wields around on the right boot. Look at the runners out wide. Big opportunity here. Stokes gathers the footy, 60 out. Podsiadly in really good body position. Oh, he did Gibson, couldn't hold the chest mark in the end. Stratton desperate to get it out of the area.
Gee, I thought he had Josh Gibson done then. He beat him back towards goal, then got front position. Gee, Gibson just got a fist in there. Some would argue he had his arms wrapped around him, but as long as they don't pay them the rest of the night, that's fine.
Dawson Simpson bowled over by Jordan Lewis, little soccer ground. Once again, Bartel on the left. Didn't get all of the footy for the second time already in this game. Stokes to Motlop. Motlop did. Geelong have got the first two of this one.
How good is this pickup on the run? Look at that. Stokes' pickup was just sensational, and the handball, the one motion, that is just so hard to do. Keep your eye on the footy. Set up a brilliant goal. Good start here for the Cats.
Geelong 2 goals from their 3 entries inside 50 is a really good start. There's the ruck rover Roughhead. Can play anywhere these days. Lost a fair bit of weight and looks a real athlete. In right at halfback, pursued by Sewell. In comes Savage.
Jared Roughhead will be really important in that role tonight too, because the ball's a bit slippery. The ball's going to be in a contest a lot. That big, strong, hard body that he's got will be really important in those clearances.
Average crowd between these two sides has been 70,000 over the years, and I tell you what, we're going to exceed that here tonight. Burgoyne's kick smothered by Christensen, been involved in everything early, and so is this man here, Stokes. Stokes, how's that for a party trick? Wow, did you see that? Duncan didn't finish it off, caught in two minds, whether to kick to someone or kick at the goal.
Gee, they're getting the Hawks so on the transition and the overlap at the moment, the Cats. Gee, Stokes, he is having a career best year, finds Duncan, but a few worries early for the Hawks. They're getting done on the counter-attack.
Getting into Gaelic footy rhythm there was Stokes. He, of course, the all-Indigenous team going to represent Australia in Ireland, announced during the week. Surely be part of that as Savage pumps the ball long and high for Buddy. Did really well against Lonergan, and this is the spot. Loves to kick goals from here, Buddy.
Jeez, that was a great kick from Savage, wasn't it? It was so well weighted. Lonergan fought as hard as he could, but you know better than me, Richo. If you get one out the back like that, you're just in great shape as a forward. Yeah, you feel pretty confident when you get a defender in that position. Yeah, you're right. Did it pretty well, Buddy. We know they've relaxed a little bit on that arm in the back and
just held it there, didn't he?
Just held it. Wasn't a pushing motion, and you love that. It's a sitting duck as a defender when you've got a forward like Franklin in that position.
557 career goals, 37 for the year. Distance not a problem, hasn't got it to work back enough, Buddy, there. And that'll be rushed through from the Blitzers knock.
It's the Cats' intensity, Das, already inside their forward 50. They've had 7 tackles. They only averaged 10 in there for the whole season, so they've come with a real focus.
They are right on the Cats. We know these games tend to ebb and flow against great sides, but if you were going to pick the start, Geelong, they are as sharp as you would want to be in a big game.
Selwood would need to be at his best tonight. 1 versus 2 here. Crowd settling in and really building at the G. Hawkins penalised for a push here.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We were just saying the direct opposite. They had relaxed that rule. The umpires plucked one out there.
Josh Gibson, long 40, lots of Geelong players lining up here. Lonigan in front, knocked away. The front centre was good. There's an opportunity for Kelly to work through. Gee, that was a good mark from big Dawson Simpson. He thought about going, and then he said, no, I'm a big man. I've got to slow it down. Here's Duncan. Got the loose here. If they want to go inside 50, they are loose everywhere. And once again, a real sloppy kick from Duncan.
Yeah, but once again, on that counter-attack,
Kelly around the corner. Post.
The Hawks can't hold them up at the minute, Lingy. That's a real focus from Geelong, isn't it? Just to move the ball on as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, Richo. Hawthorn defends so well all over the ground, but if you can keep the ball moving, it just keeps the Hawthorn defenders having to shift time and time again. Adelaide did it so well to them in the preliminary final last year. Just kept taking the ball off the line. Geelong are doing it well at the start at the moment.
Sean Burgoyne, the designated kicker from fullback. Bailey trying to tap it on. Hill did well. Kick around the body, though. Couldn't get enough on it. Stokes was there. Buddy's got to beat a couple. Likes his opportunity. What about the little no-look handball? Gee, that was a funny handball. Was it a throw from Sewell? Handball comes out to Savage now. Protection by Hill. Savage kicks it forward. Enright marks at half-back.
Always in the right position, Corey Enright.
This is one of the first times that we've seen Hawthorn actually hold up Geelong at half-back and force them to kick down the line. They really, as you keep pointing out, Richo, have got this overlap run going beautiful.
Lake dropping an uncontested easy mark. Duray bowled over by Podsiadly. Bartel through again. In traffic. Sneaky little kick. Here's Hawkins down low. Needed to be clean. Just the one fumble was enough to cause the loose possession. Duray to Burgoyne. Burgoyne immediately to centre half forward. They fly. No winner in the air. Off the hands of Enright. Duncan there. Knocks it in favour of Mackie. Got to be clean. Pure bloke closing him down. Got it away in time. And now Motlop. And also Whitecross. And Whitecross with the free. And Chris Scott rather displeased.
Yeah, not happy with that hands in the back. He wasn't overly excited about the Tom Hawkins one a few minutes ago as well.
Very tense in the coaching box. Hale around the corner, a little one. Savage couldn't hold it. Gunson put his head over the ball and won the hard one. But Blitzards with a ripping tackle. Dangerous is Gunston.
I think this is the turn now for Hawthorn to just apply a bit of forward pressure of their own. They'll be really keen, even if it's 3 or 4 ball-ups, just see if they can get some forward half-time in possession of the footy and slow the game down a bit. They really want to just hold on to Geelong a bit more. They've let them run free.
Smith, little kick. Play on, said the umpire. Gee, I thought that carried the distance. Mackie certainly had no prior.
Was it touched or was it not enough distance in it?
I reckon they said it not enough distance, and Chris Scott was shocked by it as well. And rightly so, I reckon. Hale snuck it through the pack. Has anyone touched it? I don't think so. Let's listen in.
Oh, Jimmy. I believe it's a goal. We need to check if it's touched off Mackie. Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Please check to see whether the ball was touched off the boot.
Review underway.
Looks like it missed the fingers there, and I think this will be a goal. From that angle there.
Well, he said, was it touched from Mackie? It wasn't touched by Corey there or Kelly. No. It was Mackie that he was clearing. So Mackie's at the back there.
Yeah. See a hand come up now, and here it is. Does it bend the finger back? No, it's already gone past the hand, I reckon.
Review completed. Umpire's call.
Umpire's call, all clear.
Hawthorn kicked their first goal. And a score review to get it there, and it's much to the delight of the Hawthorn fans.
Yep, that's an example of the score review working well. The umpire said, I think it's a goal. Let's go and have a check if there was an obvious touch. Now, what's happening here? This is Taylor Hunt's socks. We're getting a lot of feedback on Twitter that he is going with the dark pair without the stripes.
They're not actually a dark pair. What he's just done is folded over each of them so the white doesn't show. Have no idea why he does it.
Is that a superstition, Lingy?
I think it might be, BT, yeah, absolutely. But he's definitely wearing the blue and white socks. He's just made sure all the white bits are folded over neatly.
Gee, whistling.
Weird, weird, weird.
I reckon Lingy wouldn't have stood for it his day. He would have said, get a bit of white.
Footballers have some weird superstitions, boys, though. Don't forget that.
Mitchell, kick inside 50. Tell everywhere at the moment. Here's Bruce. Around the corner, smothered mid-air, gets another crack at it. Bruce, he is clean. Nicely inside, sliced them open. Hodge was there as well. Selwood worried them all out of it. Somehow got out of this, the Cats, and Duncan against Savage has won himself a free at half-back.
Hey, Lee, you're just taking a look at Jimmy Bartell. I've seen him start half forward, I've seen him start wing, and here he is right in defence with the footy. Is he just running his own race? Has he got the flexibility to put himself where he likes, or what's his role at the moment? Yeah,
I believe he's got the licence pretty much to read the game, and with a bit of guidance from the coach's box, but to get a feel for it, if they need a number down back, he can go down there. Obviously dangerous up forward. He's such a versatile player that I think Chris Scott's got full trust in him to do what he likes.
Lonigan into the middle, looking for Duncan. Couldn't mark it off. Hands, it came from the hands of Murdoch. Through a little bit of traffic. Caddy once again goes back to Corey. Corey just gets it forward. Taylor Hunt's there. So is Blitzarves over the back. Hawkins overrun it. Soccer off the ground. No, he picks it up. Blitzarves, the big man. He's missed. No, he's got the goal. Geelong by 11 points, Richo.
Yeah, nice goal, obviously, from Blitzarves, but gee, I reckon Brian Lake would like his time again. He went to soccer off the ground in the goal square and completely missed the football.
Corey, Selwood steals it. Able to run through traffic, forgot the ball. Well done by Mitchell. Might end up getting this back. Ball hammered forward by Bruce. Roughhead the target over the back. Enright did well. Roughhead follows up his own footy. Hurried with the handball. Hill, sneaky one out the side door. Bruce to gain. Too much Geelong pressure. Bartell, Motlop and Enright combining like the group of professionals they are. Out to Taylor Hunt. He goes deep to half forward. Hawkins pushed under the ball. Late marks. Umpire said he runs off the mark, so he calls play on, and that's a horrible kick by Brian Lake straight to Blitzarves.
Well, he's had a couple of shockers, hasn't he, in a row. Brian Lake kicked one off the ground. He should have been over and picked up, and then a big turnover there.
Selwood went at it, Whitecross, and won the footy. He goes long and direct, but he's going to have to come from nowhere. Lonigan in front did well. Ball to the ground. Josh Hunt, cool. Corey as well. Gee, aren't they efficient out of defence here, the Cats?
Yeah, they're winning it back at half back, but then they're just spreading harder than the Hawks. They're cutting them open.
Murdoch looking dangerous as well. Caddy. Too far out for him. No one presenting at the ball, so he just goes long and deep. Pods has got no one in the back. He came from nowhere. There was no one near him. No one laid a finger on him.
And he played it brilliantly, BT. You called it superbly. As Alistair Clarkson looks on furiously, he just put his hand up and said, give it some height. I haven't got my normal matchup. Look at that. Kick it long, kick it long. And it was a great decision from Caddy, wasn't it, just to pull the trigger. Brian Lake had pushed up. Gibson didn't have the support. Podsadley marked it beautifully.
Couldn't believe his luck, Das. Key forward standing in the goal square. He said, get it into me.
He's accurate. Here he is from his favourite range. And Geelong have got 4 goals, lead by 17.
Just a very subtle thing here. Watch Matty Stokes there, just on your right of screen. Jordan Lewis was probably the only one who could have flown with Podsadley. Just checked his body, allowed Podsy to fly and take the grab. Really clever by Matty Stokes.
Always seeing the little things, Lingy.
Oh, yeah.
Was, you know, like doing the little things too. Was good at it. Puopolo out of the middle. Not saying he couldn't get the big things done. Here is Sewell. Probably dug myself a pretty big hole.
What about his last kick in AFL footy, Lingy? That was a pretty big kick.
Remind us of what happened.
Oh, just in the grand final, just a little snap around the corner to seal it by Lingy.
Well, have you got 10 minutes? I'm happy to run you all through it, boys.
In front, Hale.
Block, Selwood!
Block, Selwood's free.
Hawks haven't been able to get their usual number back behind the footy, and one-on-one contests, the Cats are loving it.
Plays game number 150 next week, does Joel Selwood. It's been a really quick 150. Mitchell to centre half forward, Roughhead in front of Taylor, knocked away by Taylor, who's been in really good touch at both ends of the ground. Here's Sewell carried forward, Kelly with a good wrap-around tackle. Now the ball in dispute. Look at the Geelong Guernseys around this one. Selwood again, release the handball. Enright finds the angle in the middle. Harry Taylor could have given it, probably should have. He's got runners everywhere. Now he just high balls one on the head of Taylor Hunt. In they come, Brian Lake with a crunch. Hale wiped out the player, could have almost been a free. Puopolo, little handball. Now Lakin controls. He's kicked good this time. It's better. Gunston under Mackie pressure. Half back, turned him around, and an inverted torp-looking thing. Wasn't pretty. Look at that for a handball from Harry. Geelong again inside 50. Caddy almost took the mark. Stratton fighting on.
Push in the back, Hawthorn. Let it go. In the back. Hawks kick, Brian. Jump off him, please. Thanks.
Jump off him. He's not on him. They're lying side by side.
Part against Josh Caddy there.
Hey, Lingy, Luke Hodge only the one disposal. Who's got the job on him at the moment?
Yeah, he's doing a really good job, and surprising, I wouldn't have picked it. Jordan Murdoch, the young fella for Geelong, is doing a really important job. We tipped Luke Hodge to have him on start. No influence so far. Great job by the young player for the Cats.
Gee, they're looking organised, Geelong, aren't they? Spreading well and using both sides of the ground.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, the spread again there. They just outworked the Hawthorn midfielders on that occasion. James Kelly ran too hard.
Hawkins and Podsiadly the target there off hands. Isaac Smith was very slow to get rid of it. Well done in the end by Lewis to get it to Mitchell. Mitchell had to clear, but if this stays in, Duncan will win it. Doesn't. And Hodge coming for a spell. And don't forget, Cyril Rioli, the sub tonight for Hawthorn. That is going to be a critical use.
Well, the big stat is 28 marks to Geelong, 5 to Hawthorn. They cannot get any control of the football. They can't slow it down and get any tempo play happening. And while it's fast like this, it's just going to suit the Cats all night.
Woods Arms had prior opportunity, eventually fumbled his way out of it, trying to work it forward. Savage, Sewell trying to pull it forward. Bartel done some hard work already. Jimmy Bartel. Stokes been involved in most things forward. Isaac Smith now on the left boot, sends it long. Buddy bound again. Gunston from the side as well. Couldn't win it. Here he is again. Bartel. Was he tackled high? The umpire said he was down and under it, so bad luck. Picked up by Lonergan. Gunston the harasser. Hale. Hawthorn really going for it here. Trying to lock it inside 50. Can they achieve it? Bruce. Umpire said out of bounds.
You just see the Cats' big bodies there, which they've done for over a decade now, as Luke Hodge takes a little breather. Sam Mitchell, they've got their two most experienced players on the bench. But you see them win the one-on-ones. Last week, Richo, they had a record 62 contested possessions win over Fremantle, which is more than anyone's ever had before. They're just so good at the one-on-ones, aren't they?
Hale again. Did all of it there. Christensen, Stokes, fast hands, Bartel, Selwood. Impressive. Right foot banana there by Selwood was unbelievable to keep that in play. Lingy, that was coming straight towards you. How good was that? Really good, Brian.
Hit that meter, fellas.
Selwood, we speak of.
Technical issue.
No, he just didn't want to answer me. He's so wrapped up in the game. And there's the high tackle, Bailey on Selwood again. He thinks he's almost involved in it, Lingy. Caddy, that shouldn't have been play on because he didn't run off the mark. He faked a handball. Christensen through the middle. Right now. Had a little look out the corner of the eye. Gentleman, James Kelly marks.
Well, the umpire forced them to play on as Alistair Clarkson just trying to work out what's happening at the moment. They're getting smashed through the middle of the ground. But this is what they do anyway. They just routinely play on. It's been their style, and their forwards are waiting. They have started superbly.
That's 30 marks to 5 now. That's unbelievable. The control of this game they've got.
Very close to the man on the mark there, Kelly. He knew the distance would test him. He's got it. That's his third goal of the year. Just steered it there, just got the journey, got close to the man on the mark, did it well. By the way, Hawthorn have only trailed at quarter time to two teams this year in Collingwood and West Coast, and they're looking like going down here in the first quarter. 23-point margin at the moment with just over 2.5 minutes.
She's an off-the-ball one here. Taylor Hunt's down.
Yes, Hunt.
And I reckon you're going to have a look at Sam Mitchell. A bit of frustration. No, umpire from the centre wing picked it up clearly, but Hunt's tagging Mitchell. We'll find out exactly what happened on that one.
5 goals already.
Yeah, Sammy Mitchell just got really frustrated as the centre ball was bounced up. He just gave him a little whack in the breadbasket or in the chest there.
Nothing.
It was more of a push-off type of thing.
Yeah, nothing in that. That's just a push-off that happens a million times in a game of footy.
Hawthorn go forward late in this quarter. High head, rough head, knocked away. Dawson Simpson to Harry, who went the low spiral, unusual from Harry. Burgoyne couldn't control it. Look at the stiff arm from the pod. Had it knocked away by Burgoyne, then he said, I'll play soccer. Simpkin, Mitchell, unbelievable hands to Lewis. This is better. Roughhead's free and marks.
There's a little bit of byplay going on, Sam Mitchell was saying, mate.
Make a note of it, Taylor. Okay. What are you fucking going? Well, I paid the free.
He still had 10 disposals, Sam Mitchell, but Taylor Hunt clearly getting inside his head a little bit.
The umpire suggests he's going to make a note of it. BT, have a look at it. I don't think there'll be any drama.
Jared Roughhead from right on 50. That's home if it's got the wheels. It has, and that is a much-needed one for the Hawks with a minute left in the first. Fans loving it here. A 7-goal collective first quarter. And the coaches unbelievably tense and on the edge of their seats as they wonder how their teams are going to perform here tonight. Well, the Cats are off to a ripper. And Hawthorn just starting to work their way into the footy now. Savage, Mitchell, Simpkin, here's Hill, foot candy. Has he got a left? Little one around the corner, tweaked it to Bruce. And a free kick here to Bruce. Josh Hunt doesn't like it. 2 in a minute on the cards. Chris Scott's had enough.
Yeah, he stormed out of the box on the back of that one. Let's have a look. And here's Josh Hunt saying, what am I supposed to do?
Sort this out, Josh. That's it there.
Well, that's a spoil. That's absolutely... Chris Scott, he's about to throw that through the window. I'd get out the way if I was. You could see Barber just saying, look out. I'm going to cop that.
So here's Bruce shot at goal, and he's floated it out to the right-hand side, and a miss. Let's get down to Doc Larkins. Doc?
Yeah, Bailey got cleaned up in that ruck contest and was unable to run. They've just come off and they're going to have a look at him on the sidelines. You might see him walking, Brian, but he got corked in that centre bounce.
So Bailey there. Geelong will just milk the clock here. They're well aware of the small amount of time left and don't want to turn the footy over in this situation.
This is what Hawthorn haven't been able to do, milk any sort of time off the clock and slow the play down.
Ah, look, a great quarter of football from the Cats. They kicked 5 goals in it. Hawthorn regaining their composure towards the end. Bailey looks okay. Can't wait for the second quarter. Ripping game of football. Geelong by 16. 5-2-32 to Hawthorn 2-4-16.
First goal of the game, kicked by Taylor Hunt. He's got the tagging roll on Sam Mitchell. Pretty excited to get out into some space. The Carlton draft pick. Lots of people playing along. You can download it from the App Store right now. And they're the first goal kicker. Was Taylor Hunt, as called by you, I think, Richo?
No, when Alan Christensen does.
And quarter time scores here. You can see Geelong by 16 points, 5-2 to 2-4. James Kelly with a goal. David Hale with another as well, and plenty of major ball getters. Look at those. Mitchell and also Bartel. Hawkins, and look at the reactions of Chris Scott. If you don't think this means anything to this man here, have a look at this. This is just the first quarter action. Chris Scott totally involved with every up and down in the game.
Yeah, he is. And look, we rarely comment on the umpires because you sometimes get them your way and sometimes don't. But there's 3 free kicks that could easily have been let go. And you can see he's just about to reef the whiteboard into Barmy's head. I'd love to see them just let a few more go.
Cameron Ling talking Jimmy Bartel. Lingy?
Yeah, BT. Jimmy Bartel's role is often fascinating in a game of footy. He plays here, there and everywhere. Tonight, he's had that role almost as a sweeper across half-back, and he's done it really, really well, just continually setting up the Geelong play. He's had the 11 possessions, 5 of those contested, but just every time there's a delivery into the Hawthorn forward line, Jimmy just seems to appear just to mop up what's going on. He's setting up his Geelong team so well, and he's such a good user of the footy as well. He's a valuable weapon to have down back, but of course tonight we might see him in the midfield and up forward as well.
Cameron Ling there. Geelong by 16 here. Second quarter about to get underway. Mitchell already the leading possession getter on the ground with 12 touches. Puopolo back in this Hawthorn side. one of 3 ins, Bailey the other, and of course Rioli the sub. Good crowd in excess of 70,000 here tonight easily. 69 being the average. We're going to exceed that by a long way. Josh Hunt, Tell. Jordan Lewis gets a long opportunity. Hale at the back. He's taller than Mackie, but Mackie did really well. Protected the drop zone of the footy and won himself a free.
Interesting to see that they actually isolated Hale, Richo, 30 metres out from goal. They pushed Franklin up and they're happy to get Roughead up. I think they like Hale's chances in the one-on-one against Mackie.
Yeah, they do, but Mackie's really held up early in the first quarter. He took a mark and then won a free kick by getting in front, so he's done well, Andrew Mackie.
And Richo, I reckon David Hale comes into games against Geelong with a really good mindset. Of course, when he played with North back in 2008, he kicked 8 goals against the Cats, so it might be just one of those teams where he sniffs, he can kick a couple of goals and take a couple of grabs up forward.
Did that on Matty Scarlett too, Lingy, which is
not a bad bloke to do it on.
I don't reckon anyone else ever did that, to be honest. 8 goals on Scarlett.
So what are we looking here for, Lingy? A way through, are we, with the Cats?
Yeah, just some patient ball use, and now they go.
Okay, and it's Murdoch, the kicker, that goes deep inside 50, back of the pack, a little push from Caddy. Hand in the back. Geez, they've been tough on that.
They are red hot on that tonight. It was just a fairly innocuous one. It feels like it's back to the old version of the rule there. I'm not sure I like it.
Been so good over the last few weeks.
Well, it's just hard for the players if it's inconsistent from week to week.
Gee, that's a torpedo attempt from Lake. I'm not sure his coach should be liking that. Was that out of bounds? Gunston says, I'm going. Piopolo thought it was out. Look at the quick short hands. Got the runner over the top in Lewis. He's a left footer. Little one back over to Gunston. Gunston goes without any great direction. And this one will end over the line.
Hey, just a quarter time, I noticed Andrew Mackie go up to Sam Mitchell and just give him a little bit. We know that Taylor Hunt gave away a free kick. Mitchell saying, I can take that. We know your old mate Andrew Mackie, you're not afraid with a bit of verbal out on the field, and just letting Sam Mitchell know they've got an eye on him.
Very good at it, Das. Loves the chat.
That was when they were going back to their positions at the completion of quarter time. So intriguing stuff. Well picked up, Das. Duray over the top.
Well, there's just one big difference in the game at the moment. The Cats look too quick for Hawthorn at the moment. They can't hold them up. The Cats are smashing them in the uncontested ball and uncontested marks, and that's where the game's been won and lost at the moment.
Stokes to Selwood. Selwood again with the right foot banana under extreme circumstances. Hawkins was able to turn his man around. Hill arrives. Left forward is going to go straight to Kelly. Geelong have got the free in at centre-half forward at the moment. Screaming for the footy was Duncan. Didn't get it. Hawkins, really good body position. Really good on Lake.
Yeah, he had him done every day of the week there. Brian Lake, he's not having his best of nights at this stage. Went for that big barrel just a moment ago, and that was just too strong. Tommy Hawkins used his body beautifully.
Just take another half a step back. Thanks.
So far in this game, 5 different goal kickers for their 5 goals, Geelong. This to make it number 6.
20. Thanks, Brian.
Tom Hawkins, such a fantastic target. Deep now for the Cats. Comes into the city end. Post up.
He's really improved his set shots, Tommy Hawkins, but just slid off to the right that time.
Of course, his most famous poster was a goal here in the 2009 grand final from memory. Richo.
Yeah, don't remind the Hawthorn supporters. They're still filthy on that.
Beautiful little tap from Bruce. It was clever to Mitchell, and he's so good. He's ambidextrous and can do it. Either hand, either foot. Sewell. I guess that's what ambidextrous is.
Normally, BT, both sides, but actually favours his left. He's a natural right footer, but probably kicks more on his left.
Here comes Roughead, looking to get over the top. In front, Lonigan, claiming it rough. Gave it to Hale. He's caught. That's a throw. Umpire couldn't see it. That was a throw. Now Hodges got the resultant mark.
The throw was there, but the Mitchell left footer underneath where the smother was going to go was just a bit of magic. Really understood what was happening. He knew if he kicked it with his full range. Have a look at this. There's the throw. That should have been paid. He actually just jabbed it low under the hands. Brilliant stuff.
I've got to correct myself. I just said Hawthorn supporters. It was actually the Saints in that grand final, BT.
15 goals.
Before everyone smashes me on Twitter. It was St Kilda.
So Hodge lining up.
20. Yep, 2 metres.
35 to 40 metres out. Basically directed in front, as you can see there. And he too has let it go to the left. So Geelong have missed a couple of easy opportunities. They trail by 16.
Yeah, and you'd expect the skipper Luke Hodge, who is as good a kick as you'd get in the game, and he just steered that one to the near side.
Guthrie nurses the ball down the side. Rough head. Too much basketball there for Rough. The look away. Have a look at this through the middle. Murdoch to Caddy. Caddy drills a ripping long ball. Hawkins leads the way. Burgoyne rustles him up.
He might have just overcooked it in the end, because it was Burgoyne on Hawkins. Lake's been caught up the ground. I reckon Tommy would have just said, pop that one in the air, and I've got about 25 kilos of raw muscle on Sean Burgoyne. Would have backed himself, I think, every day of the week.
Blitzarves and Bailey. Bailey works it forward. Here comes Sewell. And he applied the tackle.
Luke Hodge on screen there. He missed that last goal. That was only his second touch. And he would be well aware that he just can't find the footy at the moment, the champ. Desperate to get involved.
Smith hunting the ball here. Good give from Savage to Puopolo. The two little men in this team. This will end up in a running roast, and Brewster's really good at it. This man's even better. Buddy needs to be clean. Guthrie with the tackle, got him with the push. I think it's in the back. I think it's in the back. It is. He had to lunge.
He did.
Otherwise, it was a certain goal.
It was a great effort by Guthrie to even get there. In the end, he had to try and get to Buddy. Wouldn't sit up for Buddy. That held him up a little bit.
Well, that's clearly in the back.
Yeah, it was a great chase to get there. I think Chris Scott.
Buddy the wrong side.
Knows that.
Going the left foot banana here, we think. In he comes. Left foot banana. Too much on it too early. So the Cats fans ecstatic.
I think from a Hawthorn point of view, they'll at least be happy. They've missed a couple of opportunities there that we think they would normally kick, but it's a bit more stagnant here for Geelong. A bit more forward pressure. They're not able to get that.
Definitely stopped the bleeding though, Hawthorn.
They have, yep.
So no goals kicked in the almost 8 minutes of play in this second quarter.
That's a win for Hawthorn. Happy to have it kick long down the line and get their numbers back and back themselves in the one-on-one. They don't want that easy run out of half-back.
A lot of kicks just around the corner, hurried because of the pressure in this game. A beautiful spinning pirouette by the most informed player in the competition, a lot would say. Jared Roughhead loves his basketball. A lot of these Geelong players, as you see Roughhead doing his best work here, met Kyrie Irving, the #1 draft pick, during the week. They drove all the way from Geelong to the eastern suburbs in Bayswater. Now, Geelong players don't drive anywhere, Darcy, as you know.
No.
They couldn't wait to get to meet this Kyrie Irving, the #1 draft pick in the NBA, who was born in Melbourne, and got out there and froze up. Couldn't speak to him. Couldn't speak at all.
Well, stick with us, because you'll see that story at half-time. Another great Australian doing great things on the international stage.
American, of course, born in Australia and in Melbourne. There's Taylor into the back of Hale. Murdoch there. Simpkin went lower. Burgoyne. Now out to Gunston. Gunston around the corner. Here's Puopolo over the back. Corey Enright with the reach.
They're getting the footy trapped in their forward half for a little bit now. Hawthorn, they're forcing the Cats to go back down the line. They haven't been able to come through the corridor as much this quarter, so momentum has swung. Just got to get it in. Get some scoreboard pressure on now, the Hawks.
Play on. Play on.
Murdoch across the ground at Taylor.
It's great communication from the Cats. They work so well together as a side. It was Mackie or Blitzarves who dropped one there, and Ruff might make him pay here.
Clever little soccer. Hale had to go hard and low, and he did. He knocked it back in favour of Ruff here. Ruff along the ground, deliberate handball. Well done to Hodge. Hodge to Franklin. He's got loose here. Might run out of tarmac. Does he keep it alive? The little one got rid of Murdoch. Handball was under enormous pressure, and in the end, Geelong's pressure won out. Quick hit by Duncan. One-on-one here with Motlop and Whitecross. Whitecross all over him. first quarter by Motlop. They do this well. They really spread the Hawthorn players. Enright's found some space. Can now go direct, all Hawthorn in front. Lake drops another mark, and now he's sandwiched between the pot and Bartel.
That's his specialty. Lake is great at taking marks from opposition kicks. You can see the frustration on his face. He's just out of sorts. Big game. This is what the Hawks got him to the club to do, and he's just not quite firing at the moment.
Kelly. Stokes now, right in front of the MCC members. A nice centering ball. Caddy's got his eye on this. So has Bartel from the side, almost grabbed it. Soccer off the ground, Sewell. It's coming back, though. Enright to Stokes. Stokes wanted someone running in support. Kick around the body. Sewell got a hand there. Gunston's got to go. Did. Nicely to Mitchell. Mitchell back out in the Kelly direction, out of bounds on the ball.
That's it, thanks, Paul. Inside, play on. You.
Bartel the target.
You see that kick more often in footy now, don't you? The one, Richo, where they're prepared not to go too deep into the middle of the ground for risking the turnover. It's almost a kick for field position, isn't it? They're happy just to get it 30 metres out and hold the footy inside 50 for a while.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt, Dash. You go to the pocket, get a ball up, try and win a clearance. You kick it in the middle of the ground. It's a...
Called play on, didn't have prior opportunity. Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Blitzarf's off the ground. He got cleaned up off the ball, Brian. They're checking his jaw. He can't. They're checking the joint just near the ear there, so he's having trouble with the closing the mouth.
A couple of tweets coming through from Barley, Darce, and you've just got back from there saying they're hearing and watching us loud and clear over the moment as Duncan goes long and deep, whether it be Seminyak or Changu or wherever.
Very nice over there at the moment. A lot of Australians enjoying a break, and the international ability to watch these great games. It's so much interest. This is as big a home and away game as it gets.
Play on.
Hello
not
to
disappointing.
All in Changu. Dewey 3. Opportunity here now for Stokes to try and bore a hole out, and he can't. So goals have dried up here in this second quarter. We've played 12.5 minutes, have none. Bailey, nicely done. Selwood around the corner. High ball into the square. Gibson. Podsiadly. Gibson happy to rush. Look at that end of the ground, and then you look at this end and you go, boy, that's modern footy in one shot there. Whitecross, what do I do? Give it to Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis to the long striding Isaac Smith. He can go when he wants to. Nicely nursed kick to Brust. Hale wants it in the pocket. He ignores that and goes in the middle and finds Whitecross. Now he can go either side. He goes up the middle to Sewell. Kelly, a little finger on that, did well. Caddy through traffic. Can they counter here? They look good. Well done, Burgoyne, without the infringement.
It was a brilliant kick, but Burgoyne played it beautifully, didn't he? He just put his hands up, and if he made any contact front of, we know it's a free kick, but just put his body in the right spot.
Yeah, he could not have done that any better. That's an experienced player there, Sean Burgoyne. Not sure I'd be going short to 50-50s on the 50-metre line when you've got Jared Roughhead 10 metres out. That kick to Sewell just before nearly ended up in a goal. The other end of it wasn't for Burgoyne.
Mitchell, a whopping 17 touches of the footy already. Not at half-time yet. Long ball in off Taylor. Enright, cool. Mackie, funny little handball out the side to Kelly. Kelly gathers, takes them on, clears it. Umpire said touch ball, play on. Podsiadly called to play on. He said, I didn't hear it. What can I do?
That's the third right foot banana on the run, or maybe the fourth we've seen this game. The modern player in 2013, they don't worry about their opposite foot. They just kick the banana on the run.
We're all told to practice both sides, as you say, Darce. Yep. You don't have to now if you're really talented.
Yep.
You boys mentioned it, but how good is Sam Mitchell? He's had 17 possessions. He's under a hard tag from Taylor Hunt, but he just keeps getting the footy. He's such a quality player, and Geelong will want to stop him from getting his hands on the ball as much as that.
Oh, yes, the extraction king is Sammy Mitchell. Better in tight at the stoppages than many I've seen over a number of years.
Lingy, is there a point where he's just had too many? As you said, he's up to 17 now, And Taylor Hunt's, been doing a reasonable job, but do they switch someone else onto him if it gets out of control?
I think you let him work for another 5 minutes or so, but we're 8 minutes 40 to go in the second quarter. He's already had it 17 times. It does get to a point in time where it's just too much, and you've got to try someone else. I'm not sure who the plan B is, though, for the Cats.
Even Lingy, if there's no scoreboard damage being done, you'd still change it?
Yeah, well, that's a good point, Richo, but it comes a point in time where it's just too much of the footy.
Lewis.
Play on.
Bruce now. Gathers cleanly in the end. Puopoulos, he got the strength to bust the tackle he has. Little handball to himself like he was playing in the schoolyard. Buddy arches the back and rips it to an open goal. Needs a slider. Oh boy, it's hit the post.
He kicked one of those last week, BT, down in Launceston against the Brisbane Lions, remember? And it was nearly an identical one from about 60 out.
Boy, does he have an ability to excite all. Guthrie, told to go, and he does. Look at this, Hawkins hasn't got an opponent. Took a chest mark that he dropped, if that's possible.
Jeez, Brian Lake got out of jail again there, didn't he? Just lost his man, and Tommy Hawkins could have really made him pay.
Savage and Lonigan, the small against the big. The support from Selwood was really good. Now Corey tries to take him on. Selwood there again. A little flick up to Enright was really impressive. Back to Christensen. Here goes the Cats. Duncan's got it as he go. Podsiadly wants it to the square. Hawkins refusing to lead, so he goes sideways.
Play on.
Mackie. Now he goes long. Podsiadly and Gibson. Podge pushes to the front. Off hands, minor scored. Still, after 16 minutes of play, no goals. See Duray here, got a knee in the guts there, and not feeling all that well. Doc, has he gone to the bench down there?
No, I don't think he has, Brian. He didn't look like he was too distressed.
Mitchell.
He's doing it all. We don't see Sammy Mitchell take too many overhead marks like that.
Come on, Luke. Play on.
Run created here from Gibson. Handball to Hill, who was waiting near the boundary, almost hiding. Beautiful kick to Franklin. Got back in the hole. Duncan G. He's played a good game as well.
Yeah, he's been really good. Oh, no, he's turned it
Kick
over.
not good. Mitchell is really good. Went for the low ball. Very unselfish. Bruce around the corner. Hawthorn get the first goal of the second quarter.
Yeah, here we go. Inboard. Just missed the target there, James Kelly, by a fair way. You turn it over there in modern footy, that's a goal, but that's what the Cats do so well. They're not afraid to keep coming inboard, create so many scoring chances for them.
Bailey in the path of Hodge. That was set up magnificently, executed beautifully. Now Hodge on his wrong right side into a little bit of space. Lonigan dropped an easy one. Buddy with a bit of foot candy, and then the nice measured kick to big man Bailey.
Well, the exciting thing for me from the Hawthorn point of view is Max Bailey's
plays on with a handball to Roughhead. Will he be run down? He is by Stokes. Stokes got big rough from behind. Now Podsiadly. What a sensational contested mark.
Gee, that was a good mark.
Needed to get to his feet quicker, Pods there. Geelong were on. Now they're manned. Here comes Bartel from the side. Jimmy Bartel rises, couldn't hold the mark. Off hands Blitzarve, Sewell now, and the Pod will get another look. He's got Bartel deep. He goes there. Bartel one hand, couldn't mark it off hands. Burgoyne did well. Simpkin the helper.
How good's Burgoyne been in a couple of crucial contests in this last quarter, as we see Bailey give it off to Roughhead. Not a bad idea. Ruffy is good from that range. Just a good effort by Stokes to run him down.
Yeah, it was brilliant from Stokes, wasn't it? Just so switched on, saw what was happening and had the speed to turn it over.
Good grab, Bailey. Handball immediately to Savage. Savage goes to one-on-one. Now have a look at this. A whole 50 for these to do their work. And Lonigan does really well.
See, that's a big win for Lonigan. He would have been as nervous as you like with all that space around Buddy.
Nowhere to hide, was there?
He would have been twitching, is what he would have been doing.
Boy, imagine being one-on-one with a third of the oval on Buddy.
Yeah, that's the definition of nervous there.
Gee. Hunt can go in the middle to Selwood. Just went with a little high ball, attracting Blitzarves to the footy. Magnetically drawn. Plays on. Long ball, top of the square. At the back, big Dawson Simpson. Bartel off hands. Christensen almost got away with it.
Hey, Lingy, how have you seen Josh Caddy's game so far tonight? I've been interested. He's the former Gold Coast umpire, part of the Gary Ablett trade. He's highly talented. Has he stood up in a big game so far?
Yeah, so far so good, Das. I think his effort around the contest, he's still learning the game. He's still very young, hasn't played a lot of footy, of course, at the moment, only his 32nd game, but he's been getting himself involved in what is a very, very high-pressure game. So he's only going to learn from these. He hasn't been in too many games as big as this one.
Giray with a little hand in there. Duncan. Right to the knees, still managed to get rid of it. Now the loose ball out the back to Selwood. Immediately does the discipline thing. Puts it to a dangerous spot here for the Hawks defence. Burgoyne mopped up, done really well. Whitecross out of defence. All he could do was get it away from the goal, but Duncan sliding mark. The way he's going back, he fancies himself here, Duncan. He goes immediately and sees on the other side of the ground Mackie, but a very similar distance.
Thanks, bud.
Smart play, though, BT. Andrew Mackie can make the distance. It might be a touch beyond his range, but a much bigger kick than Mitch Duncan.
Well, from inside the centre square, it'll have to be an absolute thumper. High ball, Lingy perhaps getting a little excited there. Opportunity, Selwood tackled, and a little bit of a clip from Hill as well.
Oh, he was frustrated, Brad Hill.
He just tried to give him a little whack on the ear roll.
Gee, it was a good spoil by Brian Lake, but it came straight back down the middle of the ground, straight into the arms of Selwood, and he gets tackled high.
Nothing in it, but interesting. Selwood so good at that. I mean, even if you slide under the tackle, you've still got to tackle correctly. Joel Selwood directly in front to make it a goal apiece in the second quarter, and he does. He's now received 20 free kicks for similar this year, Joel Selwood. He's an expert at it, and I say, good on you.
Here we go. Yeah, if you can draw it, you can draw it, and there's absolutely no doubt there. I mean, just about had him in a headlock, as Das called.
Lewis with the free.
Stay there, play on.
You just know this game's going to be a beauty at the end. A ripping low ball in towards Roughhead. Couldn't control it. Harry Taylor. Mackie's been good all night. Really good. Kelly now comes in to mop up. Giray, there he is. He's the local and resident hairdresser down at Hawthorn. He does all the hair for all of the boys. He's got a bit of a bouffant himself.
It's got a real quaff happening there. Look at the centre clearances, 10-1 Hawthorn's way, and they trail by 18 points, which is almost unheard of.
Dr. Dre's his name.
Is that what he calls himself?
Calls himself Dr. Dre.
Likes a bit of hip-hop, does he?
I don't know what he likes, but he's an unusual customer.
Bit of NWA.
Oh, gee.
Bit of old school sort of hip-hop there.
A bit of a rap expert, Richo? A bit of,
just
bit of Vanilla Ice or something?
Back in the sort of late 80s.
There he is. Look at it.
Get the meter.
Short back and sides and plenty left on the front end. Bailey down to Mitchell. Blitzarves went without it. Corey desperate. Little handball give from Bruce was impressive to Puopolo. Buddy played in front, and there's the result. Now, is that 50? Swung him in the tackle after he got rid of it. The umpire said no.
Stay there.
So Franklin from a long, long way out. Now what does he do? That's the first time I've ever seen Buddy kick on his right. Henry got a look at it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it before ever. I was actually talking about that during the week going, have you ever seen Franklin kick a right footer? That might have been the first time in his 175-game career.
He doesn't have to. He's too quick normally. He just gets onto the left.
He stood there and he waited for Lonergan to commit either way, didn't he? And Lonergan corralled beautifully. Guthrie bowled out of the way by Roughhead. Here's another one-on-one lead. Jules in the middle. The bounce favours Hodge. Hodge out the back here. Pushed over Bailey. Umpire said he didn't get rid of it. Matt Stevick, dressed in the light blue there, umpiring tonight with Justin Smith and Shane McInerney, a very experienced umpiring trio. Guthrie goes. Gee, the only one that really wanted it was Hawkins, and he just played on casually. Podsiadly with a beautiful sit here. Probably should have marked that. In the end, Stratton did really well.
Yeah, that was a huge one-on-one win by Stratton. You would have thought every day of the week there, Podsiadly, he had Stratton right where he wanted him, but just some great defending.
A long ball. Goes down.
Back into play, just 40-odd seconds left in this quarter here. Just a goal apiece so far. Mitchell goes wide looking for Bailey. Bailey trying to trap it, pursued by Mackie. Been lively in this game. Piopolo came in, or Savage it was in the end. Quickly out the back, time to score here if they're good enough. The advantage, Mitchell has got magnificent skills. Drives a long ball with the left boot. 12 seconds left. Roughhead juggling, got it. Will be paid. This will be a kick after the siren. Couldn't have come at a more timely time. Siren sounds. This to get them back within 19 points.
Just about the most valuable thing you can do in football is take a contested mark, and this is why when you get those situations, he's made something out of nothing, Roughhead.
Geelong 1-6 for the quarter, Hawthorn 1-3. Roughhead comes in and misses, so Hawthorn 1-4, Geelong 1-6. A 3-goal margin here at half-time. And a little bit disappointed, the former skipper there, that wasn't finished off. Let's get down to Cameron Ling.
Well, what a game of footy. It was a battle. There's not a lot on the scoreboard in that quarter then, but it was always going to be a battle between these two teams. I'm going to head down the Geelong rooms now. We know this game, even though it's only 18 points, it's going to go right down to the wire.
Do not miss it. The Mole, the biggest game in town, Saturday night footy, even in front of 84,900. The Auskickers, imagine the thrill for these young kids in front of a massive crowd. When they get out there, they're almost oblivious to anyone watching. Have a look. They don't care whether they get it or not. And come on, Nate. Someone high-five me. No, he wants to go long, this one. Long, long, long. And they are magnificent to watch. Got some great skills, these young kids, all part of the Auskick. And of course, the occasional one gets injured. Dad was the goal umpire, but he came to the rescue as the stretcher. Look at the green mouth guard, in a bit of pain, but loves it. Geelong by 18.
Yeah, the Cats have been outstanding so far in the first half, but this incredible Hawthorn side chasing 13 wins in a row, which will be a club record. They've got to overcome a 10-game winning streak. The Cats haven't lost, as we know, since the 2008 grand final. There's Joel Selwood. Final instructions. Can you see any structural changes, Richo, from the Hawks here to start the second half, or more of the same?
Well, they want to get Luke Hodge into the game, that's for sure. He's only had the 5 disposals. Wouldn't mind just seeing him get into the middle of the ground, try and get some footy, because they need him if they're to win this game. We know they've got the firepower. They've got plenty. Maybe they get Cyril Rioli into the game a little bit earlier, Das. What do you think? Yeah, I would absolutely be thinking about that. When you've got a jet sitting there with that sort of ability, could come on and kick 4 in the second half or set up 5 or 6. I would be risking it. I think you'd have a look at it, you know, maybe 10 minutes in. You know, you normally use your sub late in the third quarter. I wouldn't leave him that long. I'd get him on. I reckon it's pretty early on to start the second half. They need to get some outside run. Isaac Smith, Bradley Hill. They need to generate some overlap because what the Cats had them in that area.
What do you think in time they want to get through Cyril tonight? Is it 30, 40 minutes? What is it, do you think they want to get into his legs?
I would think about 40 minutes, yeah, maybe halfway through this quarter, get Cyril Rioli into the game. Of course, if there's an injury sooner than that, he'll have to come on. But
is it a risk having him sit there like that? He's had hamstring history. Surely he's going to do an intensive warm-up now, isn't he? Well, you can see he's been up and down the boundary line. And then you're down there closer to Cyril. He's been warming up all night pretty much, hasn't he?
Oh, I think he's chomping at the bit, Cyril. He's doing a little bit of a warm-up now, a few ground balls there. He's very, very keen to get out there. I'll be letting you know as soon as that green jacket comes off, because I reckon the crowd will go absolutely nuts.
Doc Larkins, what do you think about Cyril Rioli?
I've never seen a player do as much warm-up as a sub. He's been out there since the first minute. Initially full tracksuit, now tracksuit pants off. He's ready.
That's very good to know. In the middle, we start this second half. Been informed a crowd of in excess of 84,500, which is a whopper, the second biggest, we believe, between these two teams for a home and away.
Yeah, that's a great crowd. Luke Hodge did start in the middle for the start of this third quarter.
Selwood. Little chip kick finds Caddy.
Clear out, clear out.
Caddy can go wide, and he does. And opportunity here with Motlop, very fleet of foot Motlop.
Puopolo started in that centre square clearance as well and is manning up Christensen.
Podsiadly eyeing this off, came from the side, almost ripped it out. Gibson, head over the footy, won the hard one. Wears glasses. Really don't have lenses to enhance viewing, we believe.
We had a stressful night for those two. He's a fashion icon, is Josh Gibson, Bristol. That's why he can get away with it. But a high-pressure game, if you're a coach tonight, you've seen Chris Scott overly animated a fair bit throughout the night, and Alistair Clarkson a little agitated at times.
Just 2 goals kicked in the second quarter, 1 from each side. As Hawthorn stopped the bleeding, but big chance here for Hawkins. He'll have to kick at 55.
This is the exact spot where he kicked that game-winning goal.
Okay.
The big tomahawk, so he will have no trouble with the distance.
50, I reckon he'll let it go from 52 or 3 here. Punt road end, which I reckons it's almost the spot. So that would give him great confidence. Looks around as almost to say...
That was Buddy who gave him a little something to go on with, and he just turned it a smile at Bud.
Right out. Right out. Yep, that's the mark.
Hawkins goes out to the right, gets plenty of leverage on the footy. Not going to quite get there. Pack forms, Podsiadly. Offhand, Stratton. In there a little carefully. Gibson now. Puopolo, fast hands. Hodge had prior opportunity, and he's been pinged. Even though he got rid of it in the end, Murdoch got him.
Their forward 50 tackling tonight has been outstanding, the Cats.
Here it is.
Have a look at that, 18.
There it is.
Inside forward 50.
I didn't think so. There.
This Buddy just giving Tom Hawkins a little bit of lip as he was lining up to kick, and got a reaction out of him.
I know what he would have said, don't you?
That's okay. Yeah.
Murdoch in for his first goal of the night to make it 7 individual goal kickers for Hawthorn misses. Look at that, a shot of the massive audience we've got here watching this game tonight.
Stay there. Just wait.
Burgoyne been impressive deep. Got under that footy a little as he tried to kick it back in. Hands of Christensen. Corey didn't want to let it go, then he did, and in the end he didn't know what he wanted to do. Savage around the corner with a high footy. Bartel not trying to give body position. You heard the umpire. Josh Hunt, quick little give to Duncan. Back to his feet, Bartel, but his opponent, Sewell, was there as well. Had a little fumble, had to knock it out. Selwood at the back. Hill trying to get it. Simpkin got into his back.
Straight back to him.
Jim Mackey's on in the middle.
Play on.
Thought about it, looked. Funny old mongrel from Bartel, but fortuitous for Stokes. Hunt's a ripping kicks, partially smothered by Burgoyne. It was a really timely hand. Underground footy. Nice kick in the end by Murdoch, I think. And this will be a behind, in fact.
Well, that's interesting, because it looked like the goal umpire was coming out searching for an answer, and he got a commitment from the central umpire saying it was behind. So it seemed like there was an element of doubt in that one.
Yours.
The right call, I think, was made there. Good mark by Stratton. Off to the long striding Isaac Smith. Watch him wind up. Handball really wide to a Hill. He can go as well. Ball not great to Roughhead, who had his man Taylor beaten on the lead.
Yeah, here's a look at that replay. No, good decision. Clearly at behind, but that was good play there, the Hawks. We saw Smith and Hill both get involved on the overlap. They need more of that in the second half.
Opportunity here for the Cats. Doc on Duncan.
Yeah, left ankle problems on the far side. Trainers are still chasing him.
Okay. Blake to Whitecross. Hodge screaming for the footy in the middle. Ignored in preference for Burgoyne. So really, the opening quarter saw 7 goals collectively kicked. The next quarter, we saw just the 2. And once again, we've played nearly 6 minutes in the third and still nothing in terms of goals. Low scoring affair since quarter time. Hunt doesn't look like changing either. Really well done by Hunt to get boot on the footy there. Murdoch comes in tidy up. Corey, lovely handball. Guthrie to Mackie out the back door. Mackie's high kick. Duray, the resident hairdresser, at Hawthorn, and he's done really well since coming. Here's the Duncan injury with Doc describing the ankle. Just stood on the heel of Stratton there and just went over on it laterally. Off the footy, free kick will go the way of Isaac Smith here. Corey got him, play on, gave it to Hill. Hill blasts the way. Bartel comes out nicely.
It's very handy, isn't it, when you've got Jimmy Bartel able to float back into defence and take marks, and you can see him in your screen there just pushing hard forward through the middle of the ground.
Ponzianli goes long and deep. Off hands it comes to Corey. Got an outside player in Kelly. Duray's got him, good tackle.
I really feel like Cats have outrun Hawthorn tonight. Every time I've looked up, they've pushed out harder to the wings, Richo.
Boys, wait for the big roar here. As you can see, Cyril Rioli has taken the green vest off. I think as soon as the crowd realises, they're going to go nuts.
Yep, and they will go nuts here, Kelly. So this is exciting.
Do you reckon it'll be one of the ruckman, Hale or Bailey, does?
Yeah, I think they're probably a little bit too top heavy. I would take the risk, go the one ruckman now and just get an extra runner on. And
boys, you're right there. It is Max Bailey who's been subbed off, one of the ruckmen.
So Bailey out, Cyril on and ready to go. Underground, can this give the Hawks the lift they need? Here's Mitchell, outside footy, beautiful kick under pressure, got it to Gunston, Gunston to Franklin on the lead, needed to be good overhead. Just a little deft touch there from Lonigan, enough to work it out to Mackie. Now look at him, he's stopped and propped, drawn the Hawthorn defender to him, goes inside to Harry Taylor, loves his left boot, long stroking ball. Hawkins caught behind and Lake finally gloves one.
And that's better from Lake. He's taken 2 intercept marks to start the second half of this game, and that's why you need areas. Rioli.
They've just realised he's on the ground. Cyril already turning 360s. Goes into Buddy, punch away here, and this will give the crowd time to soak up the arrival of this man here, Cyril. Look at him with those little fast twitch fibres.
And look at the crowd respond too. They love it.
Has not played, I think,
round 4. I think
round 4 or so.
Geez, he looks in ripping nick too, Cyril.
Boy, excitement built around that young man.
Round 5 it was Cirioli's last game, and he just looks a ball of muscle, doesn't he? Look at the condition he's in. Great to see him back.
Didn't play any VFL games.
He tried to suggest he was going to play for Box Hill during the week, Cyril. Absolutely no chance. Nothing against Box Hill, but this is where he belongs on the MCG.
Jared Roughhead suggesting sarcastically that he might come back through the Box Hill Hawks, and Cyril going, no, mate, that's for guys like yourself. And he's a class act. Look forward to seeing how he performs. Just another element to this already exciting and enthralling contest here. A real arm wrestle at the moment in terms of scores.
Thanks, Brad.
And you just feel like it's somebody like Cyril Rioli who could break this game open.
Hodge. Long driving ball. Long over the head. Didn't quite get the bounce that he'd hoped. Averaging over 100 points, the Hawks. They've collected 27 at the moment, and we're halfway through almost the third quarter. Still a while to go, but they have been averaging over 100.
Your ball.
Back into play to Taylor.
Well, we know that during last week, the Cats copped a little bit about their ability to defend. They came out against Fremantle with an unbelievable performance and continued it tonight.
121, I've just been reliably informed they've been averaging, so not going to get anywhere near that tonight, although it is early. Can't see this one busting open, though. Hawkins nurtures the ball into Stokes. Stokes cleverly kept it in front. Wasn't that good to Selwood. Now Corey's under Sewell pressure. And here comes Motlop. He's really smooth around the corner. Motlop goals, misses.
Hey, Lingy, what do you reckon it was? Was it just a mindset thing with the Cats, or have they tinkered with something in their structure?
No, definite mindset, Richo. They knew they had to defend better. I think they copped it pretty personally when Chris Scott said they're not defending anywhere near where they should be and ranked well down the ladder. That's not the way they want to be known.
Stratton, long handball. Simpkin over the top, can go to Bruce, who's lurking. He's got 20 metres of space and he's dangerous. Cyril wanted it short. He ignored that. Went into the path of Roughhead.
What a kick from Luke Bruce. Buddy just copped a bit of an accidental elbow to the head, I think. But smart play from Luke Bruce. He's having a ripping season and pulled that one back. Perfect placement for Big Rough.
Yeah. To become the only multiple goal kicker on the ground for both sides, Jared Roughhead, big breath as he approaches to get it back to 14 points. Tight post.
She's missed some opportunities too, Hawthorn, haven't they? That Ruff's missed a couple that he would normally kick, but he missed one pretty close to goal. And
3 posters to the Hawks, 2 to the Cats tonight.
Thank you.
Look at the crowd in the background. Massive Saturday night footy crowd here. First time in a long time that we've seen teams 1 and 2, or these two teams 1 and 2, battle each other in a home and away game.
It's been a bizarre game since quarter time. We've had 1-9 to 1-6 has been the scoreline. You take out the 7 goals kicked in the first quarter.
Rioli, by the way, the only player out there for Hawthorn to play in all 10 losses against the Cats. The only one out there. Piopolo dragged from the footy. Birchall and Guerra are the others that have played in him, but not playing tonight. Guerra, an emergency. Enright, I see Varco, an emergency for the Cats tonight, so they've got him to come back soon as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, throw Paul Chapman back in, Stevie J as well. It's pretty exciting and talented group.
It's pretty daunting, isn't it, when you got those sort of players still to come back in.
Trav Varco played his first game today back in the VFL, got through okay from all reports.
Okay, that's good news, Lingy. There's Lake. Gibson just gets it back to Whitecross.
Hawks have got a few out as well, though, obviously. Guerra, Birchall not out there tonight.
Nice little arch on the footy there from Mitchell. Simpkin around the corner to Buddy, over the back to Bruce. Eludes a couple of tackles. A little bit of a sidestep. Savage through some heavy traffic. Can they resist here? Bruce caught. Took him on Bruce.
Good effort from Blitzarves in that contest before. He came back with the flight. He was in a very vulnerable position. And another player, it was a great story for Geelong coming into this side and cementing a permanent role.
Now, this is a perfect example, Richo, of the way the Cats love to spread the Hawthorn players. Got them spread on both sides of the ground.
Yeah, if they win the ball here, then they'll try and come back through the middle.
Over the back, Hawthorn have done well with their corresponding zone. Mitchell, little one. Opportunity here to go forward. Roughhead from 55 out, launches the long ball. Back of the pack stuff here. Couldn't get loose. Gunston wanted a hold.
Yeah, he just hasn't really been able to get involved in this game. Jack Gunston, as much as he would have liked on the scoreboard, he always presents up. He's a great third forward option, but I'd love to just see some marks inside 50 Hawthorn. You can't believe they've only scored 28 points.
Roughhead through traffic. Something out of nothing for Ruff.
Smoke? No, I'm good.
Every time you say no to a cigarette, you celebrate a little win. Nicobate Minis 4 milligrams relieve cravings in minutes, so you can quit 1 cigarette at a time until you reach your goal. Quit 1 cigarette at a time with Nicobate Minis.
Have kicked 3 of the last 4, Hawthorn. Have a look at this, Richo.
Look at that, in traffic.
Jump out, Luke, please.
For a big man, BT, I don't think I've seen anyone who can do as well in tight situations in the clearances like Ruffy is at the moment.
The little whippet legs he's got these days. He used to have tree trunks. Opportunity, Cyril Bruce. Bruce goes long. Josh Hunt did well against Savage.
It's interesting that Cyril Rioli started in the centre square bounce. I had a feeling that they were going to just play him permanent forward for maybe 5 or 6 weeks and just make sure that he didn't re-injure himself.
Buddy just making Enright earn that one, so beautifully manned up here by the Hawks, who have gone one-on-one. Selwood back to his feet. Reaction was really good. The give and go from Podsiadly. Back to Selwood. That kick, not so good.
They're just starting to be able to hold the Cats up now. They can't get that run that they were getting in the first half. Making them go back, kick over the mark. They want to release with handball, but the Hawks are doing well now.
And they're starting to control the footy a little bit too with their kicking and marking. They're starting to get a few free players, just like this, just working the ball down the ground. And then, of course, getting the dangerous deep entries, not those shallow ones that they were doing in the first half.
Such the excitement. Cyril is trending in Australia on Twitter. He's only been on for 5 minutes. Such the excitement for this man. Touched. The umpire heard Puopolo. Simpkin tried to get through. He took him on. Rioli went in. He got clouded around too by Enright. And now we'll have a ball up right in front of the Hawthorn goal. They're within 13.
Just looking at the quarter-by-quarter marks there, bottom left of your screen. Hawthorn now in the third quarter, 21-14, just starting to gain control of this game.
Knocked down Bruce. Caught in the Christensen tackle. Spun in the tackle as well. Picked up here by Hill. Boundary umpire said it was out of bounds.
Don't win 12 games in a row, heading towards 13, Hawthorn, without an unbelievable amount of talent and quality. And they've had players quiet tonight. Luke Hodge has been really quiet, hasn't been able to find the footy on him 9 times. Hasn't been Buddy's biggest night. Brad Sewell's been quiet, yet they're only 13 points down and look really, really dangerous.
Looking for a record 13th win in a row, something the club hasn't achieved before.
It's a low-scoring night, we know that, but they have the ability to score quickly. The Hawks been doing it all year. Highest scoring team in the comp, as BT was talking about before.
And that's in the back of Hale. A clumsy little tackle there, and Chris Scott not happy. David Hale will get a look from within his range here, and this to get it back to 7 points.
Yeah, big Dawson Simpson, just a little bit clumsy. Was he paid it against Hunt for the second one? Not sure.
Huge kick. They have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals, Hawthorn, in this game.
That's 15 gone.
Hale a chance to make it consecutive goals in the third quarter and get it back to a single-digit Geelong lead. Normally very reliable. In he comes. High ball, distance a little short, and accuracy offline. Podsiadly to clear to the members' wing. Burgoyne hoping for a good bounce. Got it. Guthrie got hold of him. Stolen by Kelly. No one forward of the footy here for Geelong. He's in trouble, Kelly. That's all he could do. Look at the Hawthorn players run back. 3 of them. Guthrie, the only one that's got a chance.
Oh, no way. No way.
He's played deliberate.
That bounced at right angle.
Unbelievable. That umpire cannot pay that kick.
That bounced at right angles, that kick then.
That is an all-time low. Boy, oh boy, wowee. What is going on?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I'm not sure, Bristol, how you explain that.
Your spinner.
There you go.
He was under extreme pressure from Rioli chasing him. He kicked it. It bounced 20 metres inboard. 20 metres inboard.
And he just kicked it forward because there was no one there, so he just kicked it. I'll get it as deep as I can. Boy, conjures up thoughts of Montagna a few years ago, which was a shocker. Blitzarm spun in the tackle. Buddy to Duray, kick smothered. Starting to close in this game. Can you see it busting open? Not sure. Hill through heavy traffic. Round 1-2. High ball. Here's Cyril. Cyril and Jimmy Bartell. Off hands Podsiadly. Cyril with the tackle. The hustle. The little win. The flick out. And now Bartell Little kick back inside. The Hawks line up. Comes wide to the left footing. Hodge. Hodge on the left. Centering ball. Puopolo. Look at the Geelong numbers now. Christensen. Careful.
Just feel like they're under siege all of a sudden, the Cats. Oh, the kick from Ponziadli.
Even he put his hands to his face.
No.
In the middle of the game. Hawkins. No one forward of him. Motlop says, kick it in front. I'm faster than the man on me. He goes wide, looking for Duncan. Duncan recovers, back on the left. This would be brilliant. Bad bounce.
Sean Burgoyne again. Here's this kick. That bounces and then goes at right angles, 20 metres.
25 metres inside the field of play.
No. It's just a mistake, and Chris Scott, he cannot believe it.
His intentions were to get the ball forward, not towards the boundary. That is a shocker. Hill. We all make them, I guess. Well, we don't. We're not umpires. Enright spun, tried to get a kick. Did he dispose of that correctly? Murdoch in there, ricochet ball, starting to really fire this game here now. Harry Taylor at the back. Gunston got a cloud around the ear and he said, what about it? Harry was almost D-dacked. Forward footy. Here go the Cats again. Duncan with a little one can go all the way here. Motlop strangles up. Fluent kick from 50.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there's no easy nut out there at the moment. Extreme pressure in this game. That probably forced Motlop to miss because there is not an easy football to be won at the moment.
There's inside 50, 8 of the last 10 with Hawthorn. As he goes, the barrel Burgoyne. Look at the height.
Have a look at that.
On that.
By the way, Geelong have kicked 1 goal 11 since quarter time. Here's Hunt, inside 50. Hawkins with the one-on-one he's been wanting. Brian Lake has arrived in this third quarter.
He has, and he was copying at half-time. We read out the tweets and we were critical of him, but he's really responded well in the second half.
1 goal 11 for Geelong since quarter time. Stratton. He's run off the mark, should have been called to play on. Umpire lets him go. Lewis had Sewell, ignored that, said, I'm a better kick than him, but he didn't show it. Murdoch will get a free. Got tunnelled there while in the air.
Push. John, yours.
Jeez, it's hot out there now. Is it Lingy at ground level? The intensity's gone up.
Oh, Richo, it's through the roof down here. I'm not surprised there's so many mistakes and so many players missing goals. The pressure is that hot, but the perceived pressure is through the roof as well. People think they've got no time whatsoever.
A little give, a little flick from the pod there to Christensen. Christensen to Hawkins. Now they've got players forward to the footy. He can go. Motlop comes to the footy. Drags Gibson with him. There's a little free over the top. Stokes went a little high, did Motlop. Now kept in play. Selwood pushed to the ground. Can he get rid of it? Handball over the top. Looking for Stokes. Bounce this away, that away. Look at Hawthorn under enormous pressure. Kelly came in. Smothered off the boot. Was absolutely brilliant.
How about the electric noise in this stadium? There's 85,000 in the house. And the players can't hear the whistle. And when it blows, they just keep playing on and playing on. It's just an unbelievable, incredible atmosphere here tonight.
2:13 remaining in the third quarter here. Duncan, Geelong desperate for a goal because Hawthorn have been closing here. Burgoyne with a high ball. Blitzarv's got it, fed it back. Caddy around the corner, a little bender too much.
And players are missing what you think are obvious targets, but it's what Lingy was talking about. They just don't realise the perceived pressure on them at the moment. It's unbelievable.
Draws a sigh of relief and a bit of breath, Mick Jullen.
BT, just quickly to interrupt there, Geelong have made their sub. The big fella, Dawson Simpson's the man subbed out. Jesse Stringer will get his chance, a really quick running player, so they'll be looking to him to inject some run in this game.
Game 12 for Stringer. There you can see Big Dorso. Hawthorn go wide. There's Cyril, his first real clean look at the footy. Smothering ball, didn't get back off the man on the mark. Mackie says, welcome back, gotcha. First up, and Cyril has another crack. In there is Hill. Look at Cyril and Hill scrapping it out here.
Right now, ball keen, no prior.
They're trying everything, the Hawks, but they just cannot pin back this lead.
What about the rough head knock? Little tap down. Enright to Mackie. Hill picks up long handball out wide, back inside to the little man, Cyril. Cyril with a ripping kick to Bruce on the lead. What about that foot delivery with an inch to spare? So Bruce with under a minute remaining in the quarter.
That's it. Mark is there now. Mark is here.
He's pretty good around the corner, this guy.
He's here.
He faces to the middle. Straight line to the boundary line means he won't be called play on out of bounds.
Play on!
And kick around the body, something that Stevie J and Roughhead have mastered.
Just a little bit far out then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just makes it a lot harder when you're about 35 to 40 out.
Let's bring the ball in here, please, Josh. On ball.
Just one goal in this third quarter to Hawthorn. 2 goals in the second quarter, 1 each there. And a 15-point Geelong lead here. You feel that Hawthorn need another one, though. Motlop through the middle. Look at him turn on the afterburner. He says, Josh, you're no hope. Little kick here is magnificent. And Taylor Hummer's mark 30 out. Chris Scott says, that'll do me. I'm going to the bench.
You almost want to stand and applaud that up here in the commentary box. He was just brilliant. Look at the speed. Took them on. He said, good luck catching me. And then to kick it that well when you're running that fast is just incredible.
Well, he's a game breaker.
The hairdresser couldn't get him. The man with funny lenses in his glasses couldn't get him. And now Taylor Hunt to extend the margin. He misses. I think that's 1 goal. 12 or 13 for the quarter. Unbelievable. Stay with us. Geelong by 16 points. This is the game of all games. 6:15:51 to Hawthorn. 4:11:35.
The three-quarter time break, brought to you by Amy.
85,000 at the G, and it was Geelong out of the blocks early. Taylor Hunt, the tagger, kicked the first goal of the game. They kicked 5 first-quarter goals here, Geelong, and they led by 16 points at quarter time. Even the big man, Blitzarves, got involved, picking up a low ball. We moved to the second quarter. Hawthorn needed to get going, and they did. The first goal of the second quarter coming at the 17-minute mark, the only one for Hawthorn. It was bruised. Geelong by 18 points at half-time. Selwood got a high tackle, went back and converted their only goal of the second quarter. Cyril was injected into the game in that third quarter without great success. The crowd loved it, and a good moment there. Roughhead was the only goal kicker of that third quarter. Got within 13, and at three-quarter time, Geelong lead by 16.
They do. They've led right from the start of this game, but the Hawks, you feel, are in striking distance, and Lingy, their sub, Sirioli, came on. He got involved a little bit. How did you see his welcome back to footy?
Well, Darcy, you just get the feeling that if Hawthorn are going to snap this losing streak to the Cats, that Cyril Rioli is the man to do it in this last quarter. The crowd went nuts as soon as that jacket went off and Cyril joined the game. He's been getting himself involved a little bit. He's been showing little glimpses, but he's definitely bouncing around. He wants to get involved. This last quarter, it's a tight game. There's a heap of pressure in the game. It takes somebody like him to just break the game open, and you feel like the floodgates might open for the Hawks, and Sirioli, he is an excitement machine.
His touches were all class when you look at it like that. Now, there was one contentious decision, guys. It was the deliberate out of bounds, one that we were all shocked by.
I'm not sure it's contentious. I think it's just a shocker. The umpire just got it wrong. I mean, that kick under pressure is 30 metres inside the boundary line. How can you control a leg break? And look, it's just a mistake. It's a bit disappointing in the context of the game, but that's about it.
And as he kicked it, there was pressure on his leg from Cyril Rioli, which probably forced it to go a little bit further left than even he wanted to. He was trying to go more central.
Called by umpire Schmidt, and the crowd went, oh, Schmidt.
I like it, Bristol.
Here we go. Final quarter. Biggest game of the year. Geelong Hawthorn 1-2. Margin 16 Geelong's way. Cyril into the game. You couldn't be sitting at home wanting any more than what you've got now.
And isolated at full forward, Cyril Rioli. So Clarko thinks he's the match winner, putting him down at full forward.
This is Buddy Franklin as well. He's just pushed himself all the way up to half back. He's desperate to find some more of the footy.
Hodge will give them ground position. Now, that is no different. In fact, that is probably more obvious than the other. But
and I think the Geelong fans aren't aware of it. They are giving it to umpire Schmidt, saying maybe one back our way.
Massive crowd in here tonight. Blitzarves trying to knock that. Gunston helped it on Duncan with just a bit of a prayer there. Got it to Selwood. Really well done. Muscled out to Caddy. Caddy goes deep and long. Opportunity here for Stratton. Did really well against Murdoch. Never gave up his position. Funny little kick, not the required journey. Put Mitchell under pressure, but he's such a composed, good decision-making player. One of the best in the AFL. Probably one of the best since Greg Williams, I reckon, Sam Mitchell.
Yeah, he absolutely makes the right choice almost every time. Just think the Hawks have gone a little too wide too often. The difference here, Gerard's looking out wide. If this was Geelong, they would always come back here through the middle of the ground. They maybe need to take a few more risks if they are to win this game. Yeah, they defend the corridor pretty well, the Cats, and you're spot on, Dust. They haven't been able to get through the middle that much tonight.
Clever knock from Ruff to Hill. Sewell inside without great accuracy. Just 1 goal, 12 kicks since quarter time for the Cats.
And a really great challenge that Geelong have gone with to Cam Guthrie, young player. Of course, he's only played, this is his 30th game. He's got the job on Cyril. Gee, they're going to be some nervous times for him.
1 goal, 13 in fact. Here's Sewell for the Cats since quarter time. So Geelong by 15. Can you see it busting open at all, or is it going to be this tight to the end?
Yeah, not with these two teams. You can't see one team kicking 5 or 6 goals in the quarter.
They did concede a big lead to the Lions a few weeks ago, the Cats, but I think that's well past them. Surely, Lewis soccer off the ground over the head of Simpkin. Here comes Hill to Cyril. Cyril gets around one. Selwood almost got him. Knew he had to get the handball away. Guthrie got around 3 of them. Gee, that was courageous by Guthrie to take him on the goal square. Blitzarves and Hale. Hale did well. So did Blitzarves. To Pod and Pod to Motlop. Motlop to Duncan. Over the top they go, the Cats. Gentleman James. Nice ball to Stokes on the lead.
Kelly's gut run out to that wing was really good, and it sets this up.
Look at this. Murdoch marks directly in front. 40 out.
Yeah, and that's the corridor usage as well, Richo, we've spoken about. Their first instinct, even a half back, was to come back on the 45 degree through the middle of the ground. Just opens up so much more of the forward 50 when you do go forward. Exiting the back 50 then, Kelly was the one player that really gut run and pushed hard forward, and he ended up getting on the end of it past the wing.
Murdoch, a real big opportunity to make it difficult for the Hawks. Comes in on the left, looks good. Murdoch's got the first and the last. The young man enjoyed that, and why not? The biggest goal of his career, as Luke Darcy pointed out. 21-point advantage, not the biggest margin in the game. It was 23 early by Geelong in the first quarter.
You just see Cyril there inside the centre bounce.
Off hands, Taylor Hunt.
Got it out, play on.
He did get it out. Hill went without it. Lewis couldn't get it. Kelly was okay. Now Hill opens him up through the middle. Good-looking kick. Really good to Buddy. That is a really good attempt at juggling mark. Oh, boy, that's a trip.
Geez, Tom Lonergan's playing some sort of game, isn't he? And the one-on-ones, he's just been so good.
Josh Hunt was going to go for the pod. Now, look, Hunt's running again here, but they've got the free on. It's Murdoch again. He can unbelievably kick 2 goals in a row. Or is it Stringer? It's Stringer gets the goal for Geelong.
Here's Lonergan. He's been all over Buddy Franklin tonight. When Bradley Hill released that football, it looked like it was going out into space to Franklin. I thought he had him covered, but Lonergan did so well to force the spoil. The Cats rebound. And the sub, Stringer, gives them a handy break now.
Oh boy, the Kennett curse. Out of the country is Kennett. But the curse is looking like it's going to continue. What have Hawthorn got in response?
Jeff watching on in the beautiful little island called Sardinia in Italy. And I'm not sure who'll be enjoying his pasta tonight over there.
Here we go.
It's just not working out again for the Hawks here tonight. The Cats have been unbelievable. Rough head into the ruck now.
No, he's got it right straight away. Wait, keep the meter.
2 early goals in the last quarter. Has busted what's been an incredibly tight game open. Beautiful little give from Cyril Gunston. Soccer off the ground. So Hawthorn having trouble getting clean possession. Taylor Hunt sizes them up but kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Just got to roll the dice now with everything, I reckon, the Hawks. Try and come through the middle as much as they can, play on.
Stay behind him, Sean. Thank you.
Brian Lake, a high ball. Set for Hale, off hands. Mitchell just with the one hand. Taylor Hunt. Nice smother by Hale, but Geelong are looking very resilient here at the moment. Caddy in amongst it, just pushes Simpkin out of the way. Was thinking about the turn before he'd won the footy. Gunston and Stokes there. Accidental karate kick to the head from Stokes. Play goes on in the meantime. And Gunston feeling the mush from this little one. It was accidental.
Contact. He's getting up. Time unnecessary.
Unusual little one, Das.
I think he was searching for the footy, Stokes, but Gunston's head got in the way.
Here's Hill. Have you ever seen a man with so much space? He couldn't keep it alive, and he says, damn it.
Oh, he's frustrated because he was going to take possession and be able to go for a run. He had Josh Hunt in front of him, but he would have backed himself to get around.
Oh, Selwood, magnificent in the stoppage. Gives it to Hunt. Haven't seen him kick on the right too often, but he made a good fist of this. Got it long and deep. And once again, that man Murdoch.
Well, he's just found himself in the right spot at the right time. Alistair Clarkson knows that tonight isn't unfolding the way he would have planned. Can you believe Hawthorn average 121 points? They've only scored 36 in this game. It's been a remarkable performance from the Cats.
15 seconds.
Perfect conditions. They have just defended incredibly well.
Murdoch for a 33-point Cat lead. Comes in and makes no mistake. Part of this massive Saturday night footy crowd. In excess of 85 here tonight. And they look like seeing the curse continue. It'll be the 11th in a row over the Hawks by the Cats.
And you'd be pretty excited if you're Chris Scott there on screen and your last 3 goals in a big game on a big stage were kicked by Jordan Murdoch and young Jesse Stringer. That is just a remarkable ability to bring new players in and get them to learn this Geelong way of playing footy almost immediately.
Great athleticism and ability there. Blitzarves, Hodge on the end of this. Little kick inside 50 sets a bit of a task for Bruce.
Boys, am I being a bit of a worrier here, given my Geelong allegiances? But these games, they are never black and white. You just feel like the Hawks are going to come again, and this one still has got a lot left to be played.
Lingy, get a hold of yourself, mate. Come on.
I never relax, boys. I never relax.
And neither has this mob out here in the blue and white. They're still going full bore, and so are the Hawks. A slim outside chance from here. Hawthorn. Whitecross has won the free at half-back. But they're going to have to take a lot of risks.
Well, they're going to need their superstars to do something now. Franklin is goalless. Says a lot about Lonigan's performance. Kept Buddy to 10 possessions and 3 marks, but really had no influence at all on the game, Lance Franklin. And what a terrific performance by Tom Lonigan.
It's a poor kick. Gunston keeps it alive. Opportunity here for Hawks, low under Buddy. Had a little bit of trouble picking it up. Now on the left, round the corner. He's got it rolling. That's magical. Buddy just gives them an outside chance. Plenty of time, 13 minutes left on the clock here, 27-point margin.
Yeah, and when you've got players like this, anything can happen. Just talking about the performance of Lonigan, right on cue.
And Richo, he's pushed himself up to the wing as well to get amongst the action and get a bit of footy and a bit of run through the middle.
Here he is again. Jordan Lewis out between the legs. Hill, great little touch as well. Well done by the Cats. They're an incredibly resilient team here. Mitchell gathers possession, the no-looker, goes the spiral again. Brian Lake need to get in front. Did well, Puopolo. Gunston backed out. Lovely handball to Hill. Wants to straighten on his right. Left foot, centering ball. Puopolo to get it back to 21.
Well, that kick from Bradley Hill. Chris Scott's got Lingy's attitude. He thinks this game's still wide open. And so would Gunston. That was so clever. The take, turn, and little give, and Hill's awareness to go around the body, Richo, was just incredible. Yeah.
It's opening up. It is opening up. Puopolo makes the opening even bigger. All right, boys, you're happy with everything? 21-point margin. Do you need to do any more if you're Hawthorn? Do you need to do something defensive if you're Geelong?
Well, a lot they've done now, they've got Cyril Rioli one out in the goal square, and I think that's a really good move. Franklin's been pushed up the ground. Roughhead's taken a turn in the ruck, so it's a bit of a different look for Hawthorn. There's the best one-on-one player just about in the game, so that's a good move.
Yeah, and I think the Cats, they'll just back themselves, BT, to kick another couple of goals and stretch that lead back out again. They won't go numbers behind the ball.
Lingy, something you see that you want to happen out there?
Not turn the ball over right there, BT.
He can't talk, Lingy.
Oh, boy, Lingy's riding every kick, every possession as Hawthorn go forward again. Isaac Smith crashes away through. Puopolo low. He's an angry little man trying to force his way out.
No, BT, this just comes down to crucial contests. Geelong have just got to win those really important 50-50s. You mentioned how good a one-on-one player Cyril Rioli is, Buddy Franklin is. They're the types of players who can win this for the Hawks.
Last 5 inside 50s, and here's another one. Isaac Smith around the corner. Cyril couldn't hang on. Bartel.
He got 2 hands on it, Cyril.
He did. Podsy Adley over the top. Hawkins, you reckon if Geelong get it out of the back, it'll be trouble. Jordan Lewis, another high, forward-bound ball. In they come. Brewster's there. Corey, the pressure unbelievable. Stokes just got rid of it. High tackle. No, he ducked his head, said the umpire, and he lets it go. Somehow, Hawthorn have got the ball to the top of the goal.
Scott Drew.
It's a goal.
Gunston's kicked it.
Unbelievable goal from Gunston. Hawthorn are back to within 15. And Chris Scott goes, oh no.
That's the forward pressure that you would have thought would have been there from the start, and they have now found it. And Lingy called it 33 points up, cruising to victory, Geelong, and he said, don't worry, this game's still alive. Gunston, he's floated one up there. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Massive goal, 3 in a row, game on. Unbelievable.
And well umpired there in the pocket too. It looked like it may have Tiggy Touchwood high one paid. He said no. He let it go on. And it sort of defied logic, that kick from Gunston. It went the opposite way.
Now the umpire has called for another footy, has he? No, there's been an interchange infringement.
So we're waiting. So it's a free kick plus 50.
It's going to Hawthorn. An interchange infringement.
Interchange.
Chris Scott looks bemused. Hawthorn will kick from 30 metres out, directly in front.
I don't reckon we've had one of these this year, BT. I cannot remember one.
Oh, no.
Boy. Gee whiz. Geelong.
I think Bell's gone.
Hawthorn to get it to single digits.
Yep.
The 2 big teams this year slugging it out. And Hale to send the crowd into an absolute frenzy. We're right behind him. Kick on the way. It's there. Hawthorn are within 9 points. The crowd has gone hysterical.
They've kicked 4 goals in 5.5 minutes. Prior to that, there's the interchange infringement. They only kicked 4 goals in the last 3.5 quarters.
Oh,
it's
he's gone on early.
Just by a millimetre, and the official all over it. And Lonergan's wanted back out as well, so...
Gone on by about 5 metres, Dars.
Wow, what about that? We're back to 9 points. And it's just an incredible game here. Lingy called it. You never, ever, ever give up.
Wow, what about this? Geelong by 9, a stack of time, 10.5 minutes remain. What a time. Boy, seen anything like it. Hodge out of the middle, didn't have it. Should have got a free, did not. Does not complain though. And Kelly now tries to bore out with a footy. Now he has a crack at the umpire.
So Hawthorn have doubled their goals for the match in 5 minutes, Stars.
Yep, incredible. And Hodge starting to get involved. He's starting to get Buddy up around the footy as well.
Hale in there, doing a good job, Hale. Handball comes out to Gunston. Gunston around the corner. Hawthorn go forward again. They've had about the last 7 inside 50s. And Josh Hunt defensively takes the mark at half back.
And Gunston's got himself involved. He handballed it to Hill, who got it to Puopolo. He kicked that miracle goal.
Kick down the line here. Great mark taken by Gunston. Gunston handballs to Mitchell. Little chip inboard Mitchell. Looking forward but not finding Lewis. Kelly now. Lake has played a much better second half of footy.
Yeah, great second half, Brian Lake, after had his struggles early, but he's starting to read the playback there now.
Isaac Smith goes long and deep, free kick. It'll go to Buddy. Guess what? Buddy's within Buddy range.
This will bring the house down, BT.
Buddy is within Buddy range. He wastes no time. Didn't get it all. Here's Cyril. Couldn't trap it. Yes, he can. Cyril back to his feet. Puopolo Savage in there as well. Boy, Gunston backward out of the pack. Selwood knocked over as well. The desperation is incredible.
Well, we know he plays the game on instinct, Buddy, but why you wouldn't go back and give yourself the full range, proper run up at it. He tried to play on off 2 steps and really shanked it.
Hawthorn within 20 metres of their goal. Puopolo, Mackie, risky kick, real risky kick. Play on calls the umpire, Murdoch with a no-looker. Kelly caught with the handball. That's a throw. He threw it up and then punched it. Geelong win it back. Beautiful kick by Mitchell. And he finds Brust. Play on. Roughhead. Round the corner, Cyril one hand. Couldn't hold the mark. Simpkin with a snap. It's a goal. Simpkin's got it. Hawthorn are back within 3 points. A half a goal. They were down 33. They were down 33 11 minutes ago.
Right. Can't work out why Bruce got called play on there, but it doesn't matter. Simpkins kicked a great goal.
This is the interchange free kick.
Watch Josh Hunt. Watch Josh Hunt. Man coming now. Now look, Lonigan. And Lonigan goes back on, and there's the interchange infringement, which has started a lot of this.
Well, BT, I'm not exactly sure, because Tom Lonigan goes back on the ground, meaning Geelong would have had 3 sitting down on the bench. So I don't think Josh Hunt has gone on the ground for Tom Lonigan.
So you dispute it, Lingy. We'll come back to you in a moment. Opportunity here for Mackie. Podsiadly off hands. Kelly gives it to the run of Selwood. Selwood streaming forward, couldn't hang on to it. Plenty of support. Christensen through some traffic. He can go wide to Selwood. Selwood's going to mark inside 50.
Great play, Christensen. He just wheeled himself to his feet. The kick was good. Kelly's handball missed the mark and put Selwood under pressure. But now the Geelong skipper gets an opportunity. He's been enormous tonight. He's going to play on.
Gives it to Duncan. Duncan from 50. He's got it on line. He drains it. No, it hits the post. It skimmed the inside of the post.
Geez, that seemed like a strange decision to me. I mean, Duncan's kicked it well, but I would have thought the skipper would have gone back and kicked that.
Kick back into play. G. Lewis got into the back of Stokes there. They play the advantage. Here's an opportunity. It's picked up here by Murdoch. Murdoch goes inside 50. Hawkins play on, calls the umpire. Gee, Isaac Smith was thrown to the ground. He set a slinging tackle. Whitecross clearing defence. Buddy and Lonigan. Buddy turns him around. Hill couldn't get it. But don't argue by Duncan. They're coming on strong now, the Cats. And Caddy marks in the pocket.
What about that? The bounce of the Aussie rules footy. Buddy worked Lonigan under the ball, and it just bounced back the other way.
Well, this is a big kick, isn't it? Josh Caddy, highly skilled player for the Gold Coast Suns. Hasn't played in a game like this. He's going to have a shot.
Caddy comes in, kick on the way, bending, he's got it! He's kicked the goal! Caddy has kicked an incredible goal with a bit of right to left swing.
What a brilliant effort from Caddy. And massive respect to him, because he went back and just said, I'll take ownership of this. Had a look inside, there wasn't an option. Really stilled himself, kicked through it. Hard pocket to score goals from here, Richo. You've kicked more goals in the MCG than anyone in the history of the game. That's tough from there. He loved it all the way. What a response from the Cats.
That's a good way to arrive as a Geelong player. That's his biggest moment as a Cat. Yeah. And look at him, he loved it. Look at the man there with the beanie and the beard. He enjoyed it too.
Now, Richo, Twitter has gone into meltdown. 3RW have gone with it was a wrong decision.
Right.
We've gone back in the truck, looked over the vision. We still can't determine it. But they are saying that it is a wrong interchange decision, and they agree with Cameron Ling.
You need to count the ons and offs. We would need to have another look at it.
So, Lingy, talk us through it again. From you're pretty clear about it, aren't you, that there wasn't an extra player on the ground?
That's right, Das. The fact that Tom Lonergan went back onto the ground when he shaped as though he was going to come off says to me that Josh Hunt didn't actually go onto the ground for Tom Lonergan. Josh Hunt went on the ground for somebody who'd earlier come off, and it already had 3 players on the bench for Geelong.
Here's Cyril. Cyril with a left foot banana, bending back towards goal. Great looking kick over the head of Savage. Roughhead lurking dangerously. Did he make contact with the footy there? I thought not. Bruce around the corner. Beautiful smother. Well done by the Cats. Burgoyne picks it up. And Enright's going to mark in the back pocket.
Well, what a massive story this will be if this game was lost by Geelong by less than a goal, and it was an AFL official who made a mistake. An interchange infringement. Let's hope the game isn't decided by that, but geez, that would be...
Gee, you'd want to be sure if you had an orange flag.
Someone on that bench there is very, very nervous at the moment. Tell you what.
Now, look, 6 minutes left. Lots of time here. Geelong by 10. Have responded beautifully, the Cats. Now Motlop. Around the corner. High ball marked here by Stringer. He played on, said the umpire. Stringer goes back inside 50. Here's a chance for the Cats. Running hard at the footy. Got it here. Murdoch around the corner. Kicks the goal. The goal of his life. The goal of his life. Geelong by 16.
How good Stringer and Murdoch, the two young guns, have just kicked all the goals, basically, along with Caddy in the final quarter. It's their young stars who've got the job done, Richo.
Yeah, that's right. Caddy, Stringer and Murdoch.
Murdoch 3.
3 goals in the last quarter to Murdoch. This man here on screen, how good's that?
That's unbelievable. Young players stepping up on the big stage against what was the best team in the comp coming into this game, and he knows how important that was.
Official crowd tonight, 85,197. A bumper. Murdoch with 3 last quarter goals. Geelong by 16. What have the Hawks got left? What a response from the all-conquering Cats. Enright, they were challenged big time.
They're incredible the way they find another gear, Geelong. 5 goals in a row in the space of 6 minutes. You couldn't have had more momentum. Interchange infringements. Most sides then, you're done and dusted. You've had your fight. You haven't got the ability to run hard again, and this team just find a way.
And they're milking a bit of time off the clock here now. You can see Mackie
down under the 5-minute mark. Richo, Ponzi Adley over the top was Gibson, cracking in there. Sewell with a vicious tackle. Bit of a hammerlock.
You ducked into it. Fair. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Come on.
Sewell, very angry. Very tough customer. Knocked down Selwood. Talk about tough customers. Joel Corey just advances it forward as much as he can. Stratton could have marked it. Went the double-handed fist away. White cross to the boundary.
Hey, let's get back down to Lingy. Lingy, you've spoken to an AFL official. What's the word out of the interchange free kick?
Yeah, I have spoken to an AFL official down here. The AFL interchange steward who made the decision is still confident they've made the right decision. However, they're not prepared to confirm one way or the other whether they're right or wrong. They need to look at the footage themselves.
Well, our producers have been back and looked at it several times, and they still can't
work
just
it out.
work it out because they just can't see everything they need to see. Geelong player flat on the back there. Sure who that is.
Looks in a bit of trouble.
He does now. And now umpire Justin Smith has said injured player on the ground, and he can do this without the stretcher if he thinks it's a potentially serious situation. In this case, it is potentially that. So the umpire has said, let's have a look at it on the replay.
Stretcher.
So may well be Joel Corey, is it? Yeah, it is. So Joel Corey
just didn't move, did he?
No.
Let's have a look again.
Does not look good.
Safety first.
You can see left side, his head got hammered into the turf.
Yeah, his head hit the ground really hard in the tackle. And
that was a fair tackle. He just fell on top of it, didn't he? Sammy Mitchell not in any way.
He's moving his legs there, so
fair player.
That's a good sign.
Stretcher is out, so this game will be held up. Probably a good time here.
A real shame for Joel Corey there too. It's his 300th career AFL game, and there's a bit of a start starting there.
It is Podsy Adley there. Tempers are flared. Brian Lake's in there. Tom Hawkins. It's Lake that's winding up. There's a lot of chit-chat in there. This one's just starting to get in there. Podsy Adley really angry. And Jordan Lewis, a good goer. Umpire Smith's getting pushed and shoved around. And the flying of the flag here. This game has got everything. But this is what we're worried about at the moment. The health of Joel Corey.
Yeah, nothing untoward in the tackle. What happened was both groups got together and said, hey, let's get in. Let's reassess this last handful of minutes. They were standing next to each other. And it was Lake and trying to think who it was for the Cats, who Podsy Adley was the name I'm trying to think of. Both of those two suddenly turned and went for each other. So just a bit of a melee in the middle of the ground.
So Geelong, I just saw one of the trainers run away there. Have a look at Mackie going here on the right-hand side. Now look at this, into the Hawthorn. Lake says, get out of our little scrum here. Podsy Adley was second to arrive, and a little mini fracas just adds an element to this game.
Well, Andrew Mackey's always enjoyed the verbal side of the game.
He just loves the lip, your mate Lingy, doesn't he? Andrew Mackey can't help himself.
Can't help himself at all. That's not surprising. He inflamed that one. He's very, very good at it. I think a bit of feeling, but it's all calmed down now. They know. Unfortunately, Joel Corey's hurt once he goes off the ground.
I did see one thing that maybe indicated that Corey is going to be okay. I saw the doctor say to one of the trainers who was treating him, go and get the drink bottles from your chair and go and give the players some drinks. You can do that. Now, whether that's an indication of we've got things under control here, it's all right, you go and look after the other players, I'm not sure.
And they do take a long time now, of course, to get them on the stretcher.
This is Doc Larkins. This is all precautionary measures, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're taking time. It is a neck injury, Brian, though, so that's what they're concerned about. He was certainly, his head hit the ground. They're getting the collar on to stabilise the neck. You can see the blue frame also to stop his neck from rocking from side to side. So it's his cervical spine neck that they're protecting, and that's what the protocol is about. He is conscious, but he obviously hasn't moved, and they will pick him up in a complete straight line to protect the spine. So
what are you worried about here, Doc? If you're in the Geelong doctor's situation, what are you worried about?
Well, he obviously got concussed against the ground, Brian, but the neck got jarred so badly, they don't know until they examine him properly whether there's a neck injury. So the neck takes priority over everything else. Hence this the way that they're treated with the collar and the completely straight spine, because you don't want to move them. You can see that blue. That's a blue special pillow that stops them from moving the neck, and there's a collar underneath that, Brian.
Of course, the Geelong doctor is Chris Bradshaw, and he's been involved in footy as a doctor now for about 20 years. Chris Bradshaw, he was at Melbourne and Richmond and been down at the Cats now for a long time.
Went to the English Premier League.
Yeah, he did, so he's very experienced.
So we really do give our players the best of medical care. Now, back to this one as Corey leaves the venue. 4 minutes left. Geelong by 16 points. Quickly back down to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, it's actually Mike Snelling, who's out of the rugby, out of the US, out of the UK, that looks after all of that because he's specially trained in spinal stuff, Ryan.
Here we go, Doc, as the ball goes forward and Mark dropped in the end. Hawthorn are able to gather that loose possession. Good little kick here. It was well done by Smith. Gunston marks, point of the square, too far. Hale wants it in the pocket. That's the direction it's coming. Here come the big boys. Punch over the top from Blitzars was impressive. So Hawthorn have got it where they need it. But now time is against them.
And you can see the Cat numbers have been able to really organise themselves with that break. They've pushed almost the entire 18 back inside 50.
Puopolo tries to rip a hole through the middle of them. It was a great comeback from Hawthorn. Has it ended? Have Geelong been able to recover and hold them off with late goals from Caddy and Murdoch? Lonigan here. Hodge. Franklin from the boundary line. Now that was out of bounds. That was out of bounds.
He likes that pocket, buddy. He's kicked a few rippers from there in the past.
This is where the Cats, they're just so good and so experienced. They just don't make mistakes here. They get the numbers back. They get one-on-one. They make sure there's no gaps. It's why one of the real reasons why they are just so good. They never make judgment errors in this part of the game.
Here's Puopolo been in amongst it here. Mitchell tries a little sneaky one through. Ball still in play. Clever tap from Mitchell. What about that from Hodge? A double shimmy. A left foot snap at goal to Roughhead. Couldn't hold the mark. Gee, Hodge impressive. And now Enright. Enright has marked the ball on half back. Quickly down to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, good news on Joel Corey. He's conscious and communicating. No signs of any spinal damage, so they will just protect him inside.
Okay, in the meantime, Geelong going forward. There's Murdoch, the man of the moment. Kicked 3 last quarter goals. The young star for the Cats. Gunston out of there. Lake muscles his way, gives it to Lewis. Out of the loop, Mitchell drives it long. Need a goal and they need it quick here. Roughhead again over the top. Off hands, Buddy on his wrong right side. But he's very, very good. Bartel, I reckon it would have been a goal. Guards it beautifully.
It's 2 right foot kicks tonight for Buddy Franklin. The first 2 in his 175-game career. Another Cat down behind play. Here's Guthrie. He's getting himself back up to his feet.
Down to the last 2 minutes. Very difficult to see Hawthorn coming back from here now. Against the professional outfit that is the Cats. Hawkins over the back. Gibson gives to Lewis. Lewis drives long. A lot of trainers in the way down there treating the players at the moment. Bartel back. The loose man. Got it to Hunt. Hunt to Enright. Enright's kick was smothered by Puopolo. Puopolo wanted to keep it alive. Out of bounds.
And once again, look at the Cat numbers. Everyone's got a man. If you haven't got a man, you've pushed up. Even Podsiadly's all the way back down into defence. Hawkins pushes all the way up as well. He's so organised.
Isaac Smith. Handball wide, Duray. Kelly was able to strengthen his way out of that. Here's Christensen, backs into the Mitchell tackle. Little ball spills out Selwood's way. It's on the wing. Now a one-on-one contest. But Geelong to Whitecross. Whitecross had to duck under that. Gives to Gibson. He was trying to get rid of the opponent behind him. Kick around the corner is good to Burgoyne. They've got to go the Hawks. Time against them now. You wouldn't think they can do it from here. A minute left. It's going to be a Geelong win. Hale to Duray. And Duray short finds the target in Savage. And Savage will need to go back and kick it.
And he's going to get on with it. But just that ball movement is something they couldn't get going for 3 quarters. Hawthorn, they were really closed down. You saw them then play on and get it moving a lot quicker.
Savage to get it back to 10 points. In the closing minute of the game, comes in, kick a little left. And it is going to be Geelong that are going to win it here tonight. No, it's a goal. He's got it. Must have gone over the post. Savage gets it back to 10 points.
Yeah, 33 seconds as we go into the centre bounce. That's one area of the game that they have been able to perform effectively. The game deserves a 10-point result or less because it's been such high quality. Both teams have been incredibly brave. And
gee, that goal looked like it was over the post.
Yeah, it just swung back late. But in the last 10 wins that Geelong have had, the average winning margin's been 8.5 points. And tonight will be just as close. 10 points the margin at the moment.
Well, clock stopped, 33 seconds, clearance out of the middle. kick the goal quickly, stop the clock again.
Stranger things have happened, Bristol. It's all down to this clearance.
Needs to be perfect footy. Schmidt, 85,000 here tonight. Geelong have got the clearance. Hodge along the ground. Cyril goes long and deep. They need to score quickly here over the back. Geelong got big numbers there. Guthrie, Savage bounced out of the way. Franklin gathers, boundary line's no good. 15 seconds remaining. Geelong are home. And Kennett's curse continues. Those in the Geelong box breathe a sigh of relief. And Geelong, fantastic again tonight. They kicked the first 3 goals of this last quarter to get it out to 33.
What a great rivalry this has become. 9 of the last 11 games by less than 2 goals they've been decided by. And tonight doesn't disappoint. Another classic.
Siren sounds. Kennett's curse has forever cursed the Hawks. And Geelong have won by 10. Geelong by 10, 11-16-82 to Hawthorn, 10-12-72. Fantastic game of football. Cameron Ling is down there and he's got Andrew Mackie. Go ahead, Lingy.
Well, Mac, to steal a line from BT, wowee, these games, they just never fail to disappoint.
No, mate, it's a spectator's delight, isn't it? It's, you know, I think we're up by about five goals there at the start of the last, and yeah, they're quality side. You know they're going to come, and they did. And look, to the boys' credit, got 1 or 2 goals late, and showed really stood up.
And there's always a bit of feeling in these games, late there, especially with Joel getting hurt. A bit of push and shove. What was that all about?
Yeah, I mean, you don't like seeing one of your blokes get hurt. Hopefully wasn't much in it, but that's footy, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
And the great thing was, late in the last quarter when the guys had to stand up, it was Josh Caddy, Jordan Murdoch, and also Jesse Stringer kicking the goals.
Mate, you're spot on. A massive credit to them boys. As you said, the young boys coming up, stood up in these games, which, they've been, talked about for a long time. They're great to play, and to the boys' credit, they stood up.
Well done, Matt. Great job, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Still Stevie J to come back into this side. Paul Chapman, we spoke to earlier, is a couple of weeks away. They are shaping again as an extraordinary team that you think will go really deep into September, BT, on the back of that. And if they were to play Hawthorn, who are just the most talented team, I still think, in the competition, you'd have to say Geelong would start favourites on this record. It does mean something. They just believe they're going to beat Hawthorn every time they play them, 11 times in a row.
Let's get down to Cameron Ling. He's with Joel Selwood.
Well, Salzy, you must be proud. Hawthorn are a quality team, but the boys just keep delivering.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we played a really good first half. We've had little lapses throughout the 3rd and 4th quarter where we probably want to be a little bit more ruthless, but it was a great effort. I mean, we got some young kids that really stood up tonight, which was pleasing.
That point in the last quarter, you're over 5 goals up. Did you always sense that the Hawks were going to be able to come again?
Oh, I did, yeah. Quality side, and they can just score so quickly. So we rest on our laurels a little bit, and we're lucky to get away with it. But yeah, some great individual efforts to get up in the end.
Was it as crazy as what we all thought it was? The pressure was just unbelievable.
These games always are, aren't they?
Go and enjoy yourself, mate. Great work.
We think Lingy might go down into the song and sing it.
Yes.
Stay with us. We have got the song coming up on the other side of the break. We want to be down in the rooms with the boys. It's Geelong tonight by 10 points in front of 85,000. Coach and captain there as they go in the rooms for the songs. They were up by as much as 33 in the last quarter. Hawthorn brought it back to 3.
Oh, we talked it up pre-game as the biggest home and away game of the year. It hasn't disappointed. It's an absolute classic in front of 85,000. They sing the song a lot, but they'll enjoy this one tonight, the Cats.
An epic encounter here at the MCG. It was an absolutely magnificent game of football. Not all that high-scoring game. In fact, goals were hard to get at various stages throughout the game. But when they came at the end, they came fast, and it was great to watch.
11-goal last quarter. Bristol didn't see that coming. It was just such an arm wrestle there for the second and third quarter. The Cats got off to a really good start. They kicked 4 goals to 1 in the first term. And then it just blew wide open in the last quarter. They were 33 points up Geelong. We all thought coasting to victory. And then the Hawks caught fire. Buddy got involved. Hodge, who had a pretty quiet night, started to get rolling as well. 5 goals in a row. Piopolo involved. We saw Bradley Hill. That brilliant decision to kick that one round the body was just sensational. And they really gave the Cats a massive fright. And then for Geelong to respond as they did, it was just amazing. That goal from Gunston
was unbelievable.
Defied logic.
Basically kicked 5 goals in 11 minutes of footy.
That interchange infringement, the controversy of the night, fortunately, it hasn't affected the outcome in terms of the scoreline, but we'll watch that one closely. Some doubt as to whether or not that was correct, but just an absolutely brilliant game. You couldn't have asked for any more. 85,000 in the house, and everyone got their value for money tonight.
Not quite sure where to go or what to say. And what do you make of the Kennett curse thing? Is it real now, Das? Or?
Well, I'm not sure if there's a curse as such, but I think what happens is the Cats players have just got this belief that they're going to win every time they play against Hawthorn, and they resurrect themselves.
And
that 5-goal run.
That is real in the minds of the Cats,
and it's real in the minds of the Hawks too. Yeah. They've got doubt. They come into a game and think, oh, not Geelong again. They just find a way to beat us. Andrew Mackie, I love the way he plays. Great on the verbal. Got involved in a fair bit of lip tonight. He played really, really well, and just such a consistent performer along with his other Geelong teammates.
Should he have done that in the last quarter, you reckon, Das?
Oh, look, that's the way he plays. I love it. I love a bit of the verbal out there. I don't think it's anything untoward in it. That's just his style. It's the way he's carried himself through his whole career. No problems at all from my end. What they'll be really excited about, I think, is the fact that it was their young players. Murdoch, in particular, was just sensational. Kicked 3 goals in the last quarter.
Melbourne next week, of course, for the Cats. Hawthorn will play Port over at Amy. The games in line for them. So it is a big couple of weeks coming up for both of these teams. You can see the matches still to come. So Mars, work, rest and play time, Das, and the worker tonight, Joel Selwood.
You can never question the captain's work ethic. He was the leading possession gatherer from a Geelong point of view with 34. He's just a phenomenal player. We expect that from him. Closing in on 150 games. He's 149th tonight. He's got a winning percentage over 80. It's just been the most incredible career. He's one of the greats of the modern era, one of the great leaders, and was at his all-time best tonight. I think young Sean McKernan is going to have a decent rest with that. You don't see that too often. An errant elbow, not great. Maybe Jeremy Cameron. I tend to think both players were going for the footy. He's just a fraction late, Jeremy Cameron, but he may get the benefit of the doubt.
This was such speed.
And untoward one. Taylor Adams, a little roundhouse off the footy on Adam Cooney. Responded with this sort of reaction, which was fair enough too. So it was a bit of one of those days today, wasn't it, in footy? There was a fair bit happening off the footy.
So they're the workers and the rest. What about the play? Sam Mitchell tonight.
Yeah, outstanding. Was tagged by Taylor Hunt. Just dominated from the start of the game. Finished with 37 possessions. An incredible player. Deals with the tag as well as anyone in the game. You compared him to Greg Williams. He was involved in a little bit of the off-the-footy stuff as well. They tried to target him. He had a little bump with Taylor Hunt, which won't be a drama for him, but his skill level at its all-time best again tonight. He's a little champ, and he can seriously play the game, Sam Mitchell.
Well, let's get down to the coach of Geelong. Chris Gotti's down in the rooms waiting for us. Chris, congratulations. What a fantastic game of football. That had everything. We saw pictures of you throughout the night. It was amazing tension, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tense game, low scoring, pretty defensive in parts. Obviously, both sides missed some shots at goal they probably would be expected to kick, but, you know, I thought the standard of the game, you know, barring that, was still pretty high.
Your skipper, Selwood, I saw you congratulate him after the game. Once again, just stands up big time in the big games.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player, but even more important than that, he's an outstanding leader of our young players. We have a new generation coming through, and he's going to be, along with Harry Taylor, the one that pulls them along with him. And, you know, he leads from the front out on the field, and yeah, we're very proud of him.
One of your young guns, Murdoch, a 3-goal last quarter.
Yeah, he's a talented kid. Jordan's been on and off at times this year. We've got a lot of faith in him to do the job, and you know, we really value players when the heat's on in the game, they stand up.
Hey, yes, Scotty, a lot of us are talking about your 11-game winning streak over the Hawks. Can you sense the belief? Do you think that there is something within the group that just think, when it comes to the crunch and you challenge 5 goals in a row, that the group feel they have the ability to win these games against Hawthorn?
I think there's something that we believe we can win games when we're under the pump against any team, but Hawthorn are no different to any other team for us.
Chris, thanks a lot. You gave us great enjoyment tonight, and the people watching, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chris Scott, the successful coach down there. There's been another thriller as well in the night game tonight. We're going to